that have had about 4 or 5 million birds have died because of the flu or had to be put down. So they have this new grant that gives $25 million to farmers in that zone where they've had problem with their flocks. Yeah, it really is. It's been a tough year for that sort of thing. So at least Pennsylvania's taking some action. Wonder what other states are going to be doing. Price of chicken's gone way up because of the avian flu. There it is. Farm Food Family Thoughts at 59. Past the hour on the Doug Stephan Good Day program.
At your church, at your child's school, you may know someone who is eligible for Missouri WIC. This incredible program provides healthy food and support from our caring team members who understand how challenging parenting can be. Many people do not realize they can participate in this program or the difference it can make in their life. Moms, dads, grandparents, and foster parents, help us share the message that Missouri WIC is here for them. Get started at wic.mo.gov. That's wic.mo.gov.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op so I can put my energy into planting seeds for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, power to your community, for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you? Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source of power and information.
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
News Talk 1560 AM, 94.1 FM, KTUI, Sullivan. It's 6 o'clock. Good morning. This is KTUI Radio, beginning a new day of broadcasting. KTUI is owned and operated by Merrimack Area Broadcasting, LLC of Sullivan, Missouri. Broadcast facilities are located at 900 Elmont Road in Sullivan. KTUI is authorized by the Federal Communications Commission to operate on an assigned frequency of 1560 kilohertz on the AM band and K231CP, an FM translator frequency of 94.1 megahertz. The assigned power for KTUI AM is 1,000 watts, and the power for the FM translator is 250 watts. We invite you to tune in daily to AM 1560 or 94.1 FM for the latest news, weather, and information. And now, the U.S. Air Force Singing Sergeants with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
This is by the way. While they were growing up, my boys and I enjoyed camping. On a few occasions, we were caught in some pretty nasty thunderstorms. Not good. I recall hearing once that if you're caught outside in the open in a severe storm, you should kneel down and bend forward with your head close to your knees. Through the years, I found that, at least figuratively, that is pretty good advice when the storms of life come. Illness, problems in the family and at work, financial difficulties, and many more. We can stand upright and try to tackle the problem on our own, or we can drop to our knees before the Lord in humility and prayer. Surely the Lord can help us through the storm. This is By the Way.
Well, good morning to you. It's 3.5 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. It's 73 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. Couldn't find my headset. Couldn't talk on the microphone because, my headset was laying on the floor. All right, coming up on 4 past 6 o'clock, and let's just go ahead and see if our weather forecaster's here.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center for this morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny then for the rest of the day, the high 88. It'll be partly to mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in spots tonight, the low 70. Thursday, mostly cloudy with showers likely and spots of thunderstorm, the high 84. Friday, mostly sunny with an isolated shower or thunderstorm, high 80. Saturday, partly sunny, chance for a shower, the high 80. For KTUI, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim. It's now 4.5 past 6 o'clock, 73 degrees. And let's see, the sunrise was at 6:03 this morning, so just a few minutes ago. The new moon will be at 12:56 p.m. today. Sunset's at 8:19 p.m. That gives us a day length of 14 hours and 15 minutes. Today, let's see, what is today? The 28th, yes. Today in 1930, it got up to 108 degrees. In 1981, we had a low high of 74 degrees. 2013, the record low was 56. And in 2011, we had a high low of 82 degrees. All right, busy morning here on KTUI today. 7:30, J.D. Hewitt, who's a history teacher at Bourbon High School, but he also has a YouTube channel called The History Underground, and then I think he may have another YouTube channel that he will find out, but I think he helps out on. 8:30 this morning from the Missouri Department of Conservation, Dan Zarlinga, and then from St. Louis Dairy Council at 9:10 this morning, Maggie Cimaroli. And then at 10:05 this morning, a special White Mule Winery live from the Gasconade County Fair. And, I have no birthdays today. I looked. But have one anniversary, and that's Mike and Rayleigh Perschbacher. I think this is 15, if my ciphering is correct. So happy anniversary to Mike and Rayleigh. All right, let's see. What else do I have here for you? Things that you can celebrate today. Looks like today is Buffalo Soldiers Day. This is also Earth Overshoot Day. I have no idea what Earth Overshoot Day. I don't ever remember hearing about it. It's also known as Ecological Debt Day. It's being observed today. It's been, let's see, it was annually observed on August 5th from 2015 to 2016. August 1st in 2017, July 29th from 2018 till 2019, then observed on August 22nd in 2020. It's observed on July 29th in 2021 and July 28th in 2022. I don't know why. It doesn't say. It doesn't say why it moves around. But anyway, today is Earth Overshoot Day. I know you were really worried about that, weren't you? You know what? I was off by a day. This is National Chili Dog Day. That's what I had for supper last night, was chili dog. National Hamburger Day. That could be every day. National Intern Day. It's National Milk Chocolate Day. National Refreshment Day. National Soccer Day. This is National Water Park Day. And let's see, World Hepatitis Day and World Nature Conservation Day. Those are the things that you can celebrate today. It's 8 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. 73 degrees. We're going to get into the news here. We've got news from the USA Radio Network. Stay tuned to KTUI.
They were convicted.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, whose weapons created deadly conflicts around the world, could be sent back to Russia in exchange for basketball player Brittany Griner and retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
In the coming days, I expect to speak with Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov for the first time since the war began. I plan to raise an issue that's a top priority for us: the release of Americans Paul Whelan and Brittany Griner.
As Senator Grassley is accusing the FBI and Department of Justice of misleading the American people on the Biden laptop, the device has now revealed President Biden met with at least 14 of Hunter Biden's business associates while he was vice president in the Obama White House. 2 of Hunter's Mexican business associates visited the West Wing on February 26, 2014, and were given a tour by then Vice President Joe Biden. USA Radio News.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 5500 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5500. Enjoy.
New York wants to add a tax to drivers that choose specific traffic routes.
New York is slowly but surely going towards becoming the first U.S. city to charge motorists an extra fee for entering its most congested areas. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority said a long-delayed environmental assessment should be released by federal regulators next month to be followed by a public hearing.
If you are a New Yorker who has been late for work because your train was not on time, you need congestion pricing.
The goal of congestion pricing is to encourage more people to take public transportation to cut down on traffic, while also directing extra revenue toward making much needed repairs to the transit system. For the USA Radio News Los Angeles Bureau, I'm Ellie Andrews.
We are USA Radio News.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
An Idaho sheriff said Wednesday his county is experiencing a crisis level of drug overdoses, especially fentanyl and methamphetamine. That's coming from President Biden's open border policy. Canyon County, Idaho Sheriff Karen Donahue on Fox News says there is so much illicit drugs, the cartels are destroying his community.
We're at a crisis stage, quite frankly. We have never seen the numbers of seizures and the amounts of any drug, including methamphetamine, like we're seeing in fentanyl. And of course, we're still reeling with the methamphetamine crisis we've been in for years. And every bit of this substance, these illegal narcotics, come from the border without question, ravaging our communities and the overdoses. I've had over the last year numerous deputies hospitalized because of fentanyl exposures just in my jail, where we've had to hospitalize these deputies just because they've come in contact with it.
Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, whose weapon sales resulted in deadly conflicts around the world, could be sent back to Russia in exchange for WNBA star Brittany Griner and retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. Bout was nabbed in 2008 in a sting operation at a luxury hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. The crazed man accused of opening fire on an Independence Day parade in Highland Park, Illinois, has been indicted by a grand jury. In all, 117 felonies. Lance Pry, USA Radio News.
At Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, we don't just work in the community, we live here too. We understand what it means to raise a family here, and we know the importance of having the highest quality healthcare nearby, with BJC Healthcare doctors, nurses, and specialists to treat all your needs. This is your best medicine. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, proud to serve the community we call home. For compassionate cancer care close to home, our neighbors turn to Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. They can receive preventative screenings, see their doctor, and get most treatments and infusions without having to leave the comfort of our community. As part of BJC Healthcare, we bring the latest cancer treatments to you, right here, for the highest quality care. Your best medicine is close to home at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital.
Missouri Net News, good morning, I'm Brent Palm. Authorities in St. Louis County say a truck driver is the second person to die from the record flooding Tuesday. The Hazelwood Police Department says officers located the unoccupied semi Wednesday morning and evidence that it had been completely submerged in floodwaters. A search of the area led to the recovery of the man's body nearly a mile away. The victim hasn't been identified. The Missouri DNR is warning the public to stay out of the floodwaters. Marshall Griffin has details.
While swimming or wading through water might seem enticing, DNR officials say pools of floodwater can heavily be contaminated. Water that breaches a river's banks or lakeshore can easily pick up wastewater, petroleum products, and other hazardous chemicals and materials. Don't allow children or pets near flooded areas, and boaters should avoid floodwaters as well. The DNR also says floods have the potential to disrupt wastewater treatment and contaminate drinking water systems, and as a result urges the public to obey any boil water notices that may be issued. Marshall Griffin, Missouri Net.
A Missouri House panel is trying to find ways to reduce the number of veteran suicides in the state. The Interim Committee on Veterans Mental Health and Suicide met at the Capitol Wednesday. Veterans Commission Executive Director Paul Kirchhoff says suicide rates among veterans continues to rise in our state.
Even though we are probably not the worst, we are among the worst in the nation as far as veterans' suicide rates. Active duty suicides are at the highest since the Great Depression.
One of the tools being used to battle veterans' mental health problems is the Missouri Benefits and Resource Portal, online at veteransbenefits.mo.gov. A Southwest Missouri man is pleading not guilty to charges of kidnapping, murder, and abandonment of a corpse. Timothy Norton is the second man to enter a plea in the death of 33-year-old Cassidy Rainwater, who the FBI says was being held in a cage on rural property near Lebanon. And the Kansas City Royals are trading outfielder Andrew Benintendi to the Yankees for 3 minor league pitchers.
Whether you are using the road on 4 wheels or 2, going across town or across the state, here's how to stay safe. Buckle up. On a bike, that means helmets, and in the car, that means seatbelts. Phone down, pay attention to the road. Slow down, drive, and ride sober. And drivers, watch for motorcycles. Doing that will make sure we can all enjoy the open road this summer. Be part of the movement. Help us end traffic deaths. Brought to you by Show Me Zero.
Hey man, stop flipping the channels. Sorry, I've never seen so many stations. Hello? How's the ride? Oh, it's sweet. I got all the bells and whistles. Satellite radio. Hey, I was listening to navigation system. Yo, you just missed the stop sign. Hold on, I just got a text. I'll put you on speaker. 2 DVD players. Wait, hey man, how do you spell?
Near train tracks, stay focused, stay alive. Brought to you by Operation Lifesaver. www.oli.org.
A former Kansas City medical spa owner is pleading guilty to providing illegal treatments that hurt some of his patients.
Richard Smith III owned and operated Tap and Blade between 2018 and 2021, performing medical services such as injections of prescription drugs, including Botox. Some of the medication he injected into his patients, Smith bought from China over the internet without prescriptions. The 46-year-old admitted he never told his patients he was using foreign prescription drugs and devices the FDA had not approved. Smith estimated he treated some 50 to 60 customers, at least 10 of whom suffered bodily injury. Before using the procedures on people, court documents show Smith practiced injections on honeydew fruit, fake heads, and fake skins. Joey Parker, Missouri Net.
And a Minnesota man's the victim of a drowning on Table Rock Lake in southwest Missouri. The State Highway Patrol says 79-year-old Eugene Nelson was struggling in the water Saturday, went underwater, and never resurfaced. Search crews recovered Nelson's body the next day. This is Missouri Now.
When it comes to your finances, you need a team you can trust, someone who can help you through any situation, a local community bank you can depend on. At First State Community Bank, we are that partner. And because we're committed to Sullivan, you won't have to worry about changes to your accounts or locations. Come see me, Jordan Todd, in Sullivan today. My team and I are excited to partner with you. We'll make the process of switching banks quick and easy.
First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
Psychologists, licensed professional counselors, and licensed clinical social workers, Compass Health Network is looking for you. The need is great in our communities, and we are currently hiring licensed staff to help us care for those that need us most. Compass Health Network offers a supportive environment of over 250 clinicians, excellent training, a competitive salary, and great benefits. Join us as we inspire hope and promote wellness. Visit careers.compasshealthnetwork.org and apply today.
A man died after being shot last night in North St. Louis County, according to police. Officers found the man in his vehicle around 8:20 p.m. after he crashed into a tree near Larimore Road and Real Avenue. He'd been shot and was then taken to the hospital where he died. No other information was immediately released. And police say a teenager is dead after an incident in Berkeley. The homicide happened in the 6000 block of Madison around 8 o'clock last night. The Berkeley Police Department is investigating, said the suspect is still at large. The circumstances around the homicide are unclear. And Hazelwood police say a man was found dead in Hazelwood after his semi-truck was submerged in floodwaters yesterday morning. Officers responded to the 100 block of Bayassi just after 10 a.m. They saw the truck looked like it had previously been submerged in water after area storms. The man was not in the truck at the time. Officers then looked in the area and found the man's body in the 90 block of Ford Lane. Police said there were no initial signs of foul play in the man's death. The body was taken to the St. Louis County Medical Office for an autopsy, where the official cause of death will be determined. Police have not yet identified the man. The Hazelwood Police Department is investigating the death. And following Tuesday's historic storm, Metrolinx's equipment and tracks were damaged by flash flooding. As a result, the train will only operate between the Central West End and the Shiloh-Scott stations on the Red Line. The train will run between Shrewsbury and the University City Big Bend stations on the Blue Line. Metro Transit is still assessing the damage, but estimates the repairs could take up to 2 weeks or longer. A head-on crash on US 160 has killed a man from Theodosia. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reports Corey Lawrence's car crossed the center line and hit another car just after 6 p.m. Wednesday. Lawrence, age 33, was killed in the crash. A passenger in his car, Keegan Stokes of Branson, was taken to a hospital in Mountain Home with serious injuries. The driver of the other car, Tyler Williams of Theodosia, also suffered serious injuries. This is Troop G's 12th fatality of the year compared to 17 during the same time a year ago. Troop G covers most of south central Missouri. A woman from Ditmer was injured in an accident in Jefferson County at 3:10 p.m. yesterday on westbound Township Lane west of Joyce Lane. 30-year-old Amy A. Addison of Ditmer was driving a 2015 Toyota Tacoma, traveling westbound, failed to negotiate a right turn in the roadway. The vehicle traveled off the left side of the roadway, struck an embankment, and overturned. 30-year-old Amy Addison of Ditmer had serious injuries. She was transported by Big River Ambulance District to Mercy Hospital South. The Missouri State Highway Patrol made an arrest in Franklin County at 1:35 p.m. yesterday. 48-year-old Gregory A. Pence of Villa Ridge was arrested on warrants from Franklin County for failure to appear on DWI and speed. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and was bondable. Gasconade County Sheriff Scott Eiler recently announced that the Sheriff's Office had 4 firearms donated to them from local businesses. The Sheriff's Office is going to raffle off these 4 firearms to help kickstart a K-9 unit. Tickets are on sale at the Gasconade County Fair. 1 ticket is $20, 5 for $70, or 10 for $100. The guns include a .300 Blackout tactical rifle, Shield Arms Magpul stock, Magpul front and rear sights, 2 boxes of ammo, a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 with CV red dot sight threaded for silencer, extra mag, Smith & Wesson knife, adjustable black grips. There's a .22 long rifle, Savage Arms Mark II left-handed bolt, 2 boxes of ammo, and a .22 Heritage 6-shot Rough Rider with 2 boxes of ammo. All proceeds will go towards starting a K-9 unit with the Gasconade County Sheriff's Office. Guns will be transferred by an FFL. Winner must pass the associated background check. If you would like to donate to the Gasconade County K-9 program, send your donation to Gasconade County Sheriff's Office, 119 East 1st Street, room 22 in Herman, 65041. Make checks payable to Gasconade County K-9 Fund. An American Red Cross blood drive will be coming up Monday at the Bourbon Community Center at 575 Elm Street in Bourbon. The Red Cross will be there from 2 until 6 p.m. That is a look at your local news on a Thursday. I'm Sam Scott.
You've heard the saying, slow and steady wins the race. At Edward Jones, we apply that consistent approach to long-term investing. Hi, I'm Donnie Greenwald, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. Investing a little bit at a time on a regular basis is a key to long-term growth. We call this systematic investing. And though it doesn't guarantee a profit or prevent a loss, it is a way to take advantage of market volatility instead of suffering from it. To learn more, call us at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Summertime is the best if you're a kid.
Sun, friends, freedom, and fun.
Be home when the streetlights come on.
Surprise treats from Mom.
Kids, cookies and Kool-Aid.
Baseball in the streets, fireflies at night, cookouts with the cousins, ghost stories at camp.
On the other hand, summertime is not the best for us grown-ups.
Sticky heat, high utility bills, cranky old air conditioners.
Yuck. If summer heat is stealing your summer fun, we can help. We're level 9, heating and cooling.
Level 9, HVAC.com.
In recent funeral notices, James Jim Tripp of Bourbon passed away Saturday at the age of 78. Funeral services will be Friday at 10 a.m. at Merrimack Valley Baptist Church in Bourbon. Interment will follow at the Bourbon Cemetery with full military honors. Visitation will be from 4 until 7 p.m. this evening at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Clara E. Bay of Sullivan passed away Wednesday at the age of 71. A memorial service will be held Friday at 11 a.m. at First Assembly of God in Sullivan. Interment will be in the Stanton Cemetery following the service. The family will receive friends from 9 to 11 a.m. on Saturday at First Assembly of God in Sullivan. Memorial contributions are appreciated in memory of Clara and may be given to the funeral home toward her funeral expenses. All arrangements are under the direction of the Eaton Funeral Home of Sullivan. Carrie A. Hensley of Pflugerville, Texas, formerly of Cuba, passed away Monday at the age of 86. Funeral services will be held Saturday at noon at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Mounts Cemetery in Cuba. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until the time of services at noon at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Melvin Gibson III passed away Saturday at the age of 46. Funeral services will be held Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Burial will be in the Owensville City Cemetery. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until the time of services at 1 at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Tyler Paul McDermott of Londell passed away Saturday at the age of 28. Funeral Mass will be Tuesday at 11 a.m. at St. Stephen's Parish in Richwoods. Burial will be in St. Stephen's Cemetery in Richwoods. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 p.m. on Monday, then again after 9 a.m. on Tuesday at Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the family of Tyler McDermott. Doris Bach of Lee Summit, formerly of Owensville, passed away Monday at the age of 92. Funeral services will be held Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Entombment will be in the Gottenstrader Mausoleum in Owensville. Visitation will be Wednesday from 1 until 3 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. The complete funeral announcements with all the survivors will air with our 8 o'clock expanded edition of KTUI News this morning.
Experience the difference. Sullivan Bank is different from other banks. Hello, this is Debbie Durham with Sullivan Bank. The real quality of Sullivan Bank rests in one word: caring. It's not just about banking, it's about the fulfillment of your dreams. At Sullivan Bank, we care enough to listen, to understand that this is about your life, your family. Sullivan Bank is different and as unique as the person who is listening to me right now, you. Stop in and experience the difference.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center, for this morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, then for the rest of the day, the high 88. It'll be partly to mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in spots tonight, the low 70. Thursday, mostly cloudy with showers likely and spots of thunderstorm, the high 84. Friday, mostly sunny with an isolated shower or thunderstorm, high 80. Saturday, partly sunny, chance for a shower, the high 80. For KTUI, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim Rinaldi. 73 degrees here at the studios of KTUI, and it is coming up on 29 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Busy morning here at the station at 7:30 this morning. About an hour from now, we're going to be talking to J.D. Hewitt, and he's a history teacher at the Bourbon High School. He also has a YouTube channel called The History Underground, and so we're going to talk to him about that. At 8:30 this morning, Dan Zarlinga with Missouri Department of Conservation will be my guest. At 9:10, I've got Maggie Cimaroli, and she's the nutritionist from the St. Louis Dairy Council. Then at 10:05, a special White Mule Winery presentation live from the Gasconade County Fair. Happy birthday to Amanda Parks today, and happy anniversary to Mike and Rayleigh Perschbacher. They're celebrating their 15th. All right, that's what's going on. Again, 73 degrees here at the studios of KTUI, and Bobby D's got sports for you. Stay tuned.
The Cardinals salvaged a game in Toronto, beating the Blue Jays last night behind a couple of veterans. Here's John Rooney and Mike Claiborne with the game recap.
With Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Rogers Center in Toronto, it was the older players getting the job done, with Albert Pujols a 3-hit night, a single, a double, and a 3-run homer, and Adam Wainwright going 7 innings, improving his record to 7-8 as the Cardinals earned a split in the 2-game series in Toronto, winning 6-1.
Senior night last night for sure, but also another show by the Cardinal defense. Brendan Donovan was terrific. Dylan Carlson was outstanding, and those things, along with no walks, is the reason why the Redbirds were victorious last night.
Adam Wainwright went 7, giving up a run on 5 hits with no walks at 8 strikeouts. Gallegos a scoreless 8th with a strikeout, and it was Ryan Helsley a scoreless 9th with 2 strikeouts as the Cardinals went 1-1 in Toronto. Adam Wainwright picked up the win to go 7-8. Kevin Gausman, the loser, is 7-8. And the Cardinals move on to Washington, a day off today. Tomorrow night, Anibal Sanchez will open the series for the Nationals, and we're on the air at 5:10 with the first pitch at 6:05.
Thank you, John. We will have that Cardinals game on Friday night in Washington against the Nationals. Have a 5:10 pregame and a 6:05 first pitch. You'll hear it on 102.1 KTUI FM. The Cardinals and McDonald's are teaming up to bring back Ticket Fest, a special discount ticket promotion for fans of Busch Stadium. On sale now, fans can purchase tickets as low as $10 to watch the Cardinals take on the Cubs August 2nd through 4th and the Yankees on Sunday, August 7th. There are a limited number of these $10 tickets available for each of the mentioned games while supplies last. Tickets are limited to 8 per customer. Go to cardinals.com/McDonald's for more information. Cardinals have announced a new one-of-a-kind experience for fans to turn to with Ozzy on field at Busch Stadium. Now open for registration at cardinals.com/Ozzy. As part of the hour-long experience, fans will receive an up-close fielding demonstration by Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith on the Busch Stadium infield, followed by the unique opportunity to turn 2 double plays with the 13-time Gold Glove shortstop and another Cardinals alum. Each participant will have their experience captured by a Cardinals team photographer with photos accessible afterwards via an online gallery. In addition, each person will receive a pre-signed autographed baseball by Ozzy, as well as an individual photo standing next to the Wizard and a voucher for 2 tickets to a 2023 Cardinals home game. 4 one-hour sessions are available for registration on both Monday, August 8th and Monday, September 26th. Registration is $510 and will be limited for each session. Fans can register at cardinals.com/Ozzy. The St. Louis Blues have signed restricted free agent Clem Costin to a 1-year, one-way contract at the league minimum of $750,000. The 23-year-old Costin split time between the Blues and the AHL Springfield Thunderbirds this past season. He was drafted by the Blues in the first round, number 31 overall, in the 2017 NHL draft. University of Missouri football junior Harrison Mevis is among the 30 kickers named to the 2022 Lou Groza Award watch list released on Wednesday. Groza semifinalist in both 2020 and 21, Mevis enters his 3rd season as arguably the nation's top kicker. Mevis was a 2021 first-team All-American selection by 4 media outlets and named to the first-team All-SEC by 3 outlets a year ago. He is one of 3 multi-year Groza semifinalists recognized ahead of the 2022 season. At the Missouri American Legion AAA state tournament in Sedalia yesterday, in the first game on the winners bracket, St. Joseph Post 11 beat Washington Post 218 by a score of 10-1. Then Jeff City Post 5 beat Festus Post 253 by a score of 5-4 in an elimination game. Jeff City then held on to beat Washington 1-0 and eliminate Washington from the tournament. St. Joseph and Jeff City will play for the championship starting today at 1 o'clock. Washington finishes third in Senior Legion baseball in the state. Sullivan Legion Post 18 will be having Junior and Senior Legion tryouts for the 2023 season coming up this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. at sunny Jim Bottomley Field, weather and field conditions permitting. Registration deadline quickly approaching at Sullivan High School. Deadline is August the 2nd. Fall tryouts and practices begin August the 8th. All students who would like to participate in high school athletics or marching band must be registered online with a valid physical date within the last 2 years by August the 2nd. Please register for all sports at this time, no matter the season, as this will be the only registration time. Go to sullivanathletics.com, click on the activity registration tab to get started. There will be an informational parent meeting for at least one parent whose child will be playing any sport this upcoming year at St. Francis Borgia Regional High School. Fall sport coaches may be hosting their team parent meetings after the general meeting. All teams will have coaches there to answer any questions. That'll be held tonight at 6 o'clock at the Borgia High School Theater. The first New Haven Athletic Booster Club meeting for the school year will be on August 3rd at 7 p.m. at the high school library. A parent-athlete meeting for grades 6 through 8 will be held August 8th at 6:30 in the high school gym, and the parent-athlete meeting for grades 9 through 12 will be August 18th at 7:15 in the high school gym. You can direct any questions to Jamie Hayner, the AD, at jhayner, H-O-E-N-E-R, at newhavenschools.us. And the New Haven School Board has some openings for 4 teams of 2 in their golf tournament on Monday, August 1st to benefit their scholarship fund. You need to contact Lauren Zobrist, L-Z-O-B-R-I-S-T, at newhavenschools.us for more information. The Sullivan Athletic Parent Guardian meeting for all athletes will be August 16th at 6 p.m. in the high school theater, followed by the fall sports parent guardian meetings with the coaches to follow. If you have any questions, contact Activities Director Cody Davis, davisc at sullivaneagles.org. Sullivan Wrestling Program hosting a wrestling camp for boys and girls going into grades 2 through 8 this coming school year, August 3rd through 5th from 5 till 6:30 p.m. at the Sullivan High School Wrestling Room. Cost is $30, includes a camp t-shirt, and you can register at sullivanathletics.com. Steelville Boys Basketball Camp for kindergarten through 8th graders will be coming up August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The cost is $20 per camper per session for grades 3 through 8, $10 per camper per session for grades 1 and 2. Camps are held at the elementary school gym, and the K through 2nd grade will be from 9 till 10, 3rd through 5th grade 10 till noon, and grades 6 through 8 1 till 3 on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of August. The Gasconade County R2 School District in Owensville has announced that former Dutch girl basketball standout Brianna Disselkamp will be the girls' 7th grade basketball coach this season. And Pacific is looking for an assistant middle school wrestling coach. Merrimack Valley R3 and Pacific, just go online and look for employment opportunities. That's your look at sports on this Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
At Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, we're here to help you get the job done. Our John Deere compact tractors can do it all. Lift, load, mow, grade, and more. Starting as low as $199 a month, our Workhorse package comes with a loader and a mower. With a full line of tractors to choose from, let us help you find the right tractor to suit your property's needs. We have plenty in stock ready for your chore list. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land. snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 8/2/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Cash cattle trade picked up and cash hogs were higher on Wednesday. Hello, I'm Will Robinson with the Brownfield Livestock Market Update. Beef up your cattle ration with triple nutrient whole cottonseed. Learn more in source whole cottonseed at wholecottonseed.com. Direct cash cattle business was light on Wednesday, but trade was reported at $135 live in Kansas, $1 lower than last week's weighted average, and $225 dressed in Nebraska, down $2. Asking prices are $136 plus live and $227 plus dressed, with bids at $135 and $142 live and $223 dressed. At the Fed Cattle Exchange, there were 12 lots totaling 1,422 head with no sales reported. Box beef closed lower on the day, with choice down $1.12 at $267.99 and select $207 lower at $241.81. At the Kingsville Livestock Auction in Missouri, compared to last week, steers and heifers traded mostly steady, with some trading $3 higher. USDA says demand was moderate to good for a moderate supply of weaned calves and some yearlings coming off grass. Slaughter cows sold steady. Bulls sold $3 to $5 higher. Feeder supply included 47% steers, and 49% of the offering was over 600 pounds. Medium and large one feeder steers weighing 508 to 599 pounds brought $189 to $214, and feeder steers weighing 605 to 692 brought $177 to $204. Medium and large one feeder heifers weighing 566 to 597 pounds brought $165 to $175, and feeder heifers from 650 to 698 pounds brought $165.25 to $174. Wednesday's estimated cattle slaughter was 125,000 head, up 1,000 on the week and 5,000 on the year. Cash hogs were higher on a strong negotiated run. Butcher hogs at the Midwest cash markets were steady at $75. Illinois direct sows were steady at $55 to $67 on moderate demand and offerings. Barrels and gilts, the National Daily Direct closed $5.70 higher for a weighted average of $130.45. The Iowa Minnesota, a weighted average of $132.03. The Western Corn Belt, a weighted average of $132.21. The Eastern Corn Belt was not reported due to confidentiality. Pork values closed slightly higher, up 2 cents at $126.79. Estimated hog slaughter was 468,000 head on Wednesday, up 9,000 from a week ago and 1,000 on the year. Will Robinson, Brownfield.
Livestock Guardian Dogs protect livestock from predators. Hi, I'm Jody Hankey. The breed of dog is important, as is the species it was taught to protect, as you're living the country life.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
If you're looking for new ideas for what to do around your place in the country, register for the Living the Country Life newsletter. Once a week, you'll receive helpful tips in your inbox on a wide variety of seasonal and timely topics, along with so much more. Living the Country Life is for all those people who love to live in the country. Sign up for your free newsletter today by visiting livingthecountrylife.com.
Whenever you're online, Living the Country Life is there too. Like us on Facebook and exchange tips and ideas with people who share your love for the country way of life. Follow us on Twitter at Small Farming for timely news and information. You can also find us on Instagram and Pinterest. See the latest inspired shot from our readers or add a garden tip to your boards. Living the Country Life has all the ideas for your home acreage. Visit us online at livingthecountrylife.com and find us on social media.
Keep your livestock safe and predators at bay with a Livestock Guardian Dog. They see livestock as an extension of their pack within their territory and prevent losses by discouraging predators such as coyotes from that territory. Bill Costanzo is a Livestock Guardian Dog research specialist with Texas A&M AgriLife Research. He says someone new to guardian dogs will usually want to get an older puppy in the 6 to 8 month old range that has already been bonded to a specific livestock species by the breeder.
They'll bond them specifically, for instance, to wool sheep or to hair sheep or meat goats or Angora goats. Other breeders will just say, well, yeah, I bonded them to sheep or goats or maybe both. But some dogs are particular to a specific species. And so if you have wool sheep, for instance, and you get a dog that was bonded with hair sheep, they may or may not do the best job for you with those wool sheep because they were bonded at a younger age with those hair sheep.
Common guard dog species are large in stature and include Great Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherd, and Akbash. Their calmness and protective nature are bred in, so Costanzo says you don't want one that's a mix with another breed.
You don't want, for instance, to get a Great Pyrenees that's mixed with a Border Collie. Livestock guardian dogs have been bred for thousands of years to specifically do a certain job, just like Border Collies have been bred to work livestock. These dogs have been bred to guard livestock, so their whole makeup is completely different. Their body structure, their personalities, and things like that.
They're independent problem solvers, but can be defiant with traditional dog training, such as teaching them to sit. Learn more about livestock guardian dogs at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
You see the smears everywhere against Eric Greitens. In TV ads, by the mainstream media. It's because Greitens will work for us and see President Trump's America First agenda through. Eric Greitens will stand up to the woke liberals and the Rhino DC elites who've betrayed us and betrayed President Trump. I mean, Greitens is a Navy SEAL. You know he's tough and will put those DC insiders in their place. Eric Greitens. That's the guy I'm voting for.
Missouri First Action PAC, paid for and responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. MissouriFirstAction.com.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center for this morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, then for the rest of the day, the high 88. It'll be partly to mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in spots tonight, the low 70. Thursday, mostly cloudy with showers likely and spots of thunderstorm, the high 84. Friday, mostly sunny with an isolated shower or thunderstorm, high 80. Saturday, partly sunny, chance for a shower, the high 80. For KTUI, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim. 16 before 7 o'clock, 73 degrees. Time to go out across our wide Missouri.
Across our wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. Listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State by visiting MissouriNet.com today.
The three men are in the living room of the small home shortly after breakfast, talking about their next business venture, some dealings with a bank in nearby Platte City. One of them spots a picture hanging crookedly on the wall and gets up to straighten it, and when he steps on a chair to do that, one of the others draws a pistol and shoots him in the back of the head. The man known as Thomas Howard falls to the floor dead. He's really a famous outlaw, killed by traitors, the result of efforts by a governor of Missouri to end his career. We'll tell the story after this.
It's hard to believe, but orientation for the new school year is coming up, and there are some things you still need to check off the list before your child is ready. Notebooks, folders, backpacks, immunizations. Yep, those are on the list too. The Missouri Immunization Coalition is reminding you to visit your local health provider before school starts for immunizations to protect your child. If you're unsure whether your child is up to date on recommended vaccines, visit moimmunize.org.
You've got the school supplies. Don't forget to immunize.
Find your place at the Missouri Department of Mental Health. Opportunities to jumpstart your career in healthcare, food service, social work, administrative, and more.
Life is full of choices. Your career is only one. No matter what you choose, make it meaningful. Find the career that fits you at Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Apply today at dmh.mo.gov for meaningful work, increased pay, and great benefits.
The Republican State Convention in 1880 adopted a platform blasting the Democrats because they had not been able to prosecute the James Gang. But a Democrat won the governorship anyway, Thomas T. Crittenden, who was backed by railroad companies and their political friends. As soon as he took office, he started to crack down on the several outlaw bands roaming the state. In his inaugural address, he said, "We should let all know that Missouri cannot be the home and abiding place of lawlessness of any character. When crime is committed, pursuit and punishment will be inflicted under the forms of the law without fear, favor, or affection." 6 months later, a train robbery in Daviess County left 2 people dead. Even the first accounts of the robbery said it was the James boys who did it. Republican newspapers renewed their attacks on the Democrat-dominated state government for failing to catch the outlaws. Among the suggestions of ways to stop the robberies and murders were some that the state should offer a $100,000 reward for the James Gang. Crittenden couldn't do that, but he did call together his friends in the railroad and express companies of the state, and they agreed to put up a considerable sum for the rewards. Frank and Jesse were worth $5,000 each for delivery to the sheriff of Daviess County, and another $5,000 if they were each convicted. A $5,000 reward also was offered for other participants. Some criticized Crittenden for this, saying that it was an admission that the state had not been able to do the job. Crittenden would later write that he was determined to clean the bandits out of Missouri and expected a traitor to develop in their midst. And indeed one did. William Ryan was the first gang member caught in Kentucky in October of 1881. He got 25 years in the pen. 2 months later, Wood Height was killed in a dispute in Ray County by another gang member, Dick Little, who then feared retribution from James as well as state prosecution, so Little surrendered and became a stool pigeon.
Then next February, Clarence Height was caught in Kentucky, and then in April of 1882, Jesse James was killed by Robert Ford. Ford and his brother Charlie surrendered to St. Joseph officials. They were tried and sentenced to hang, but Crittenden immediately issued an executive pardon. That fall, Frank James, fearing not only for his life, but for the lives of his family, went to Jefferson City and surrendered to the governor. But now came criticism of a different sort from some of the same people who in the same newspapers who'd been criticizing officials earlier because the James boys were still on the loose. Now Crittenden was taken to task for making a deal with the outlaws to kill James, and some papers suddenly began looking on James as a folk hero. William A. Settle, who's written one of the better biographies of the James gang, notes that the manner of his death gave every admirer of the James band and every critic of the governor an opportunity to praise their hero or condemn Crittenden. Soon the cruel and unreasoning slaughter of the innocent citizens and the pillaging of property were forgotten in general admiration of the dashing highwaymen. Governor Crittenden never backed down, never wavered in his belief that he had done the right thing to finally rid Missouri of the James gang. And indeed it happened when he issued that historic proclamation on this date, the 28th of July, in 1881.
That was Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. To listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State, visit MissouriNet.com.
We thought it was over.
Missouri Republican Governor Eric Greitens has just resigned this afternoon.
Scandal after scandal.
Already facing a felony charge, now accused of a second felony.
Now, there's more about Eric Greitens.
Former Missouri governor is now accused of spousal abuse and intimidation.
In a sworn affidavit, Eric Greitens' former wife said,
I became afraid for my safety and that of our children due to Eric's unstable and coercive behavior. Physical violence toward our children, cuffing our then 3-year-old son across the face, yanking him around by his hair, a swollen face, bleeding gums, and a loose tooth. He said Dad had hit him. I wanted to protect our children because I was afraid of what Eric would do.
Scandals, felony charges, now physical abuse allegations. That's not conservative, but it's the real Eric Greitens. Paid for by Show Me Values PAC, showmevalues.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Show Me Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If someone walked into a restaurant and said, "Shoot me a Waco," no one would probably know what they meant. They'd actually be asking for a drink. Most of us know very well, though. His story is this edition of the American Countryside.
I'm Ty Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report. Join me each weekend as we explore the news and issues that matter the most to agriculture. We know this past year has been challenging in many ways, but as agriculture continues to adapt, we are right there with you. From markets to weather, each weekend we take a deep dive into what matters most. Join me each weekend for U.S. Farm Report, timely, trusted tradition.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
It's a story that begins in 1885 in Waco, Texas.
A man by the name of Charles Alderton worked at Morrison's Corner Drugstore. It's still there today, but it was invented there on the fountain. He mixed a drink that many called a Waco back then. They would go into this shop and say, "Shoot me a Waco." He'd give you a glass of the drink. You drink it and give the glass back.
Kenny Horton says that drink called a Waco came to be called Dr. Pepper.
It wasn't put into a bottle until in 1891 when Mr. Sam Houston Prim bought the original bottling rights to Dr. Pepper and brought it to Dublin, Texas. And so we're the birthplace of bottled Dr. Pepper.
People wonder, why did Mr. Prim come to Dublin, a small town about 2 hours southwest of Dallas?
Why not go to a big city where you could generate more revenue? Well, believe it or not, back at that time, Dublin, Texas was one of the fastest growing cities in Texas.
Prim's business idea was something we take for granted today.
Most people, if they wanted a soda, they would have to go to their corner drugstore and pick up a soda and drink it there and not be able to take it home. But he envisioned people drinking a cold soda out of a bottle at home.
So the first bottling of that Dr. Pepper began right here, where soda is still bottled today.
They worked out of a single room, which is actually our soda shop now. This was not a mass production type of deal. It was a few guys working together, one mixing the formula upstairs and the other two working on filling and corking. They used a pin and a cork to seal the old Hutchinson bottles in the 1890s, and they were doing probably 1, 2, maybe 3 bottles per minute.
More next time as we travel the countryside. In Dublin, Texas, I'm Andrew McCrae.
What your web searches might indicate about your health and wellness. Hello, I'm Megan Grebner with Healthy Living on Brownfield. A recent study from Life Extension took a look at the interest in integrative health practices and how it relates to health and wellness. Dr. Michael Smith says there were several terms that showed up in web searches in states he considers the best for wellness.
The healthier states had a mix of other things like how important is mindfulness? How important is a nap? What are some things I can do to improve sleep and sleep hygiene? See, so the healthier states, we saw a higher rate of searches of things that are more what you might call integrative to health, right? Not just, hey, I'm given this pill, what's the side effect? So I do think in the states that scored well here, there is a higher interest in integrative medicine, functional medicine, supplementation, nutrition, that kind of stuff, versus a lot of the states that did not perform where a lot of their Google searches related to health were just about the drugs they were on.
To learn more, visit our website, brownfieldagnews.com. I'm Megan Grebner with Healthy Living on Brownfield.
And I'm Kellen Havikin on Brownfield Ag News. Progress with cattle market issues and drought pressure casts a dark shadow for the fall. Hello, I'm Kellen Havikin with the latest agribusiness news on Brownfield. As many as 1 in 7 rural Missouri children is food insecure. Missouri farmers and ranchers think the statistic is too high. Visit mofarmerscare.com/drive to learn more. Cattle producers continue their work addressing discrepancies in the cattle markets. Brownfield's Megan Grebner has more from the 2022 Cattle Industry Summer Business Meeting in Reno.
2 years ago, members of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association debated cattle market issues for more than 7 hours. President Don Schiefelbein of Minnesota says those conversations have come a long way.
And the brilliance of what the membership did and what we decided in that 7-hour meeting is let's put a little pause on it. Let's try to do our own work internally, and let's go out to the masses and make sure everybody understands all that's involved with the decisions on moving this market forward.
Nebraska's Buck Warbine chairs the policy division for NCBA. He tells Brownfield cattle producers may not be in total agreement, but
we've come to some agreed upon steps that we can take, and I think we're on our way to solving some of those issues.
I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
A cattle producer says ongoing drought will force her to make some tough decisions this fall. Gina Pospischel operates a cow-calf herd in north central Nebraska.
The drought makes it easy to see which ones are producing and which ones aren't producing. In the past, you might give a cow a chance if she maybe lost a calf or if she didn't have a calf that was weaning at the rate that we were hoping she would wean at. But, there aren't going to be any second chances for those cows.
She tells Brownfield she's already sold part of her spring herd and it may have to happen again.
We spend so much time just analyzing what the future is going to hold and how we can best hold on as long as possible and try to anticipate what the winter's going to be like and, even what the moisture level is going to be like next year. And that's one thing. We don't have that crystal ball to look ahead into to really see what it's going to be like.
An ag economist says there's opportunity for pork export growth outside of pork trading partners. Brownfield's Will Robinson filed this report from the Missouri Pork Association Swine Health Symposium.
University of Missouri ag economist Scott Brown says key pork export markets, China, Mexico, Korea, and Japan are strong, but the best growth opportunity is elsewhere.
You're looking at markets that are taking 3 to 3.5 million metric tons of products from different countries around the world. Those are the ones where we want more.
He tells Brownfield the challenge is increasing the volume of smaller trade deals.
I think that slope because a lot of them are going to be small when you take them individually, but important for growth going forward.
In Sedalia, Missouri, I'm Will Robinson on Brownfield.
And I'm Kellen Havikin on Brownfield. Ag News.
The number one thing would be build your marriage on the grace of Jesus.
Brad Rhodes on Focus on the Family Minute.
Neither one of us handle struggles real well. She gets down, I get stressed. But Scripture says sin will have no dominion, master, control over you, because you're under grace, not law. So my role in marriage is forgiveness of Marilyn. Marilyn's role in marriage is forgiveness of Brad. And then we richly enjoy one another despite both being messed up. So make when your spouse does something that annoyed you a trigger to do something nice to you. Because that's what Christ did. While you were his enemy, while you were sinning, he died for you and said, now go love your spouse like that and put me on display. So I'd say the main thing would be put your marriage under the grace of Jesus. Don't respond with withdrawal or consequence. Respond with pursuit and grace.
Your marriage will be stronger when you practice forgiveness and grace. More at FamilyMinute.org.
All right, we're coming up on a minute in front of 7 o'clock, and there is an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. It's going to be mainly after mid-afternoon, I guess, high near 86. It's going to be mostly cloudy tonight. There's about a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms till around 7 p.m. Low's going to be around 67. Partly sunny tomorrow. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 p.m. High near 82. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. Slight chance of overnight showers. Low around 64. Partly sunny on Saturday. 30% chance of showers. High near 81. Saturday night mostly cloudy. Slight chance of showers. Then a 40% chance of overnight showers and thunderstorms. Low around 64. It's going to be partly sunny on Sunday. 60% chance of showers. Thunderstorms are also possible in the afternoon, high near 82. And right now at the studios of KTUI, I've got 73 degrees. We're coming up on 7 o'clock, and we are AM 1560, KTUI, Sullivan 94.1 FM. And you can get us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search for KTUI Live, and we're also on the TuneIn app. So you can download that app and get us 24 hours a day, 7 o'clock. News brought to you by the folks at Sullivan Bank.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's on-again, off-again visit to Taiwan is curious. According to Senator Mark Warner, the Democrat from Virginia, he was on Newsmax and he says the United States needs to back Taiwan.
I think we need to stand by Taiwan, and I support continuing to sell arms to Taiwan and doing all we can to build up enough defense for Taiwan so that should President Xi try to take over Taiwan the same way Putin is taking over Ukraine, that there will be a huge, huge price to pay.
Abortion bans set to take effect this week in Wyoming and North Dakota have been temporarily blocked by judges in those states. West Virginia lawmakers moved ahead with their plans to save lives of babies. The final vote in the Mountain State was 69 to 23. Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Charter Communications is losing a ton of money for not vetting one of its employees.
Charter Communications is being ordered to pay over $7 billion to the family of a North Texas woman who was killed by a company worker. A Dallas County jury issuing the punitive damage order Tuesday, which will be appealed. The jury found the company liable last month, saying the company properly failed to screen Roy Holden Jr. when they hired him. Holden was given life in prison after admitting to murdering and robbing Betty Thomas while in his charter uniform in 2019. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
JetBlue Airways and Spirit Airlines announced Thursday they have agreed to a merger. This happened a day after a long-running bid by Sprint and Frontier Airlines fell apart. Under the new agreement, JetBlue would acquire Spirit for $33.50 per share in cash. USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
Senator Mark Warner, the Democrat from Virginia, on Newsmax Overnight explains why the computer chips bill, bringing manufacturing back to the United States, is so important to our national security.
If we had not passed this bill and it doesn't get to the president's desk, there would never be another semiconductor facility built in America, because every other nation is trying to lure these huge manufacturing facilities to their country. On top of that, one of your earlier stories about Taiwan, most of the advanced semiconductors in the world, not just for America, are built in Taiwan. And as we see the political activity and President Xi threaten Taiwan more and more, if Xi were to try to shut down the production from Taiwan or stop the flow of chips, whether to America or elsewhere, it would create a global depression. So this legislation is long overdue.
In the coming days, the Biden administration is expected to declare monkeypox a public health emergency. That's according to Dr. Robert Malone. The Biden administration's upcoming decision comes in the light of the World Health Organization declaring monkeypox a public health emergency of international concern. Today is Peru's Independence Day. July 28th marks the Declaration of Independence from Spain in 1821. My name is Lance Pry, and we are USA Radio News.
At Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, we don't just work in the community, we live here too. We understand what it means to raise a family here, and we know the importance of having the highest quality healthcare nearby, with BJC Healthcare doctors, nurses, and specialists to treat all your needs. This is your best medicine. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, proud to serve the community we call home. The birth of your baby is one of the most special days of your life, and where you choose to deliver is important. Families in our community trust Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. Our expert physicians, midwife, and compassionate nursing teams will be by your side to guide you on your journey from pregnancy to delivery and beyond. So you'll feel confident as we support and celebrate your family. Your best medicine is close to home at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital.
Missouri Net News, good morning, I'm Brent Palm. Authorities in St. Louis County say a truck driver is the second person to die from record flooding Tuesday. The Hazelwood Police Department says officers located an unoccupied semi-truck Wednesday that had been completely submerged in floodwaters. A search of the area led to the recovery of the man's body nearly a mile away. The victim hasn't been identified and foul play is not suspected. A former Kansas City medical spa owner is pleading guilty to providing illegal treatments that hurt some of his patients.
Richard Smith III owned and operated Tap and Blade between 2018 and 2021, performing medical services such as injections of prescription drugs, including Botox. The 46-year-old admitted he never told his patients he was using foreign prescription drugs and devices the FDA had not approved. Smith estimated he treated some 50 to 60 customers, at least 10 of whom suffered bodily injury. Joey Parker, Missouri Net.
Missouri schools are prepping to open their doors for another year, and about 700 K-12 public school teaching positions have yet to be filled. A 23-member statewide commission just wrapped up another meeting about ways to recruit more educators and keep them in the profession long term. State Education Commissioner Margie Van Dieven says Missouri teachers have been leaving the field at an alarming rate even before the pandemic.
So we were starting to address that. Post-pandemic, we're at levels we've never seen before, and that's in the state, that's across this nation. I think what we're seeing is about 50% of our teachers leave within the first 5 years, hearing reports of higher retirement rates than we have seen previously.
Commission hopes to have recommendations ready as early as September to present to the Missouri Board of Education in October. And Kansas City Chiefs training camps underway at Missouri Western State University in St. Joe. Chiefs President Mark Donovan.
I mean, there's an excitement and energy about this town. And while it's exciting for us to be here for a couple weeks, it's really important for us as an organization to give back and to be a part of St. Joe.
The Chiefs have capped attendance at the practices running through mid-August.
We thought it was over.
Missouri Republican Governor Eric Greitens has just resigned this afternoon.
Scandal after scandal.
Already facing a felony charge, now accused of a second felony.
Now, there's more about Eric Greitens.
Former Missouri governor is now accused of spousal abuse and intimidation.
In a sworn affidavit, Eric Greitens' former wife said,
I became afraid for my safety and that of our children due to Eric's unstable and coercive behavior. Physical violence toward our children, cuffing our then 3-year-old son across the face, yanking him around by his hair, a swollen face, bleeding gums, and a loose tooth. He said Dad had hit him. I wanted to protect our children because I was afraid of what Eric would do.
Scandals, felony charges, now physical abuse allegations. That's not conservative, but it's the real Eric Greitens. Paid for by Show Me Values PAC, showmevalues.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Show Me Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
U.S. Senator Roy Blunt is claiming that Democrats are driving the economy toward a recession. The Missouri Republican points to more federal spending and an inflation rate at a 41-year high at 9.1%. Blunt says he's hearing people's concerns.
When you talk to people in our states and around the country, I think there's a real sense that this out-of-control economy is about to go over a cliff.
President Biden is calling inflation the country's most pressing economic challenge and tackling it his top priority. Gas prices are on the decline after record highs. And a Minnesota man's the victim of a weekend drowning on Table Rock Lake in southwest Missouri. The State Highway Patrol says 79-year-old Eugene Nelson of Eden Prairie began to struggle while swimming Saturday afternoon, went underwater, and never resurfaced. Search crews recovered Nelson's body the next day. The report says he was not wearing a life jacket. And the Royals are trading outfielder Andrew Benintendi to the Yankees for 3 minor league pitchers. This is Missouri Now.
Experience the difference. Sullivan Bank is different from other banks. Hello, this is Debbie Durham with Sullivan Bank. The real quality of Sullivan Bank rests in one word: caring. It's not just about banking, it's about the fulfillment of your dreams. At Sullivan Bank, we care enough to listen, to understand that this is about your life, your family. Sullivan Bank is different and as unique as the person who is listening to me right now, you. Stop in and experience the difference.
Summertime is the best if you're a kid.
Sun, friends, freedom, and fun.
Be home when the streetlights come on.
Surprise treats from Mom.
Kids, cookies and Kool-Aid.
Baseball in the streets, fireflies at night, cookouts with the cousins, ghost stories at camp.
On the other hand, summertime is not the best for us grown-ups.
Sticky heat, high utility bills, cranky old air conditioners.
Yuck! If summer heat is stealing your summer fun, we can help. We're Level 9 Heating and Cooling.
Level9HVAC.com.
A man died after being shot last night in North St. Louis County, according to police. Officers found the man in his vehicle around 8:20 p.m. after he crashed into a tree near Larimore Road and Real Avenue. He'd been shot and was then taken to the hospital where he died. No other information was immediately released. And police say a teenager is dead after an incident in Berkeley. The homicide happened in the 6000 block of Madison around 8 o'clock last night. The Berkeley Police Department is investigating, said the suspect is still at large. The circumstances around the homicide are unclear. And Hazelwood police say a man was found dead in Hazelwood after his semi-truck was submerged in floodwaters yesterday morning. Officers responded to the 100 block of Bayassi just after 10 a.m. They saw the truck looked like it had previously been submerged in water after area storms. The man was not in the truck at the time. Officers then looked in the area and found the man's body in the 90 block of Ford Lane. Police said there were no initial signs of foul play in the man's death. The body was taken to the St. Louis County Medical Office for an autopsy, where the official cause of death will be determined. Police have not yet identified the man. The Hazelwood Police Department is investigating the death. And following Tuesday's historic storm, Metrolinx's equipment and tracks were damaged by flash flooding. As a result, the train will only operate between the Central West End and the Shiloh-Scott stations on the Red Line. The train will run between Shrewsbury and the University City Big Bend stations on the Blue Line. Metro Transit is still assessing the damage, but estimates the repairs could take up to 2 weeks or longer. A head-on crash on US 160 has killed a man from Theodosia. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reports Corey Lawrence's car crossed the center line and hit another car just after 6 p.m. Wednesday. Lawrence, age 33, was killed in the crash. A passenger in his car, Keegan Stokes of Branson, was taken to a hospital in Mountain Home with serious injuries. The driver of the other car, Tyler Williams of Theodosia, also suffered serious injuries. This is Troop G's 12th fatality of the year, compared to 17 during the same time a year ago. Troop G covers most of south central Missouri. A woman from Ditmer was injured in an accident in Jefferson County at 3:10 p.m. yesterday on westbound Township Lane west of Joyce Lane. 30-year-old Amy A. Addison of Ditmer was driving a 2015 Toyota Tacoma, traveling westbound, failed to negotiate a right turn in the roadway. The vehicle traveled off the left side of the roadway, struck an embankment, and overturned. 30-year-old Amy Addison of Ditmer had serious injuries. She was transported by Big River Ambulance District to Mercy Hospital South. The Missouri State Highway Patrol made an arrest in Franklin County at 1:35 p.m. yesterday. 48-year-old Gregory A. Pence of Villa Ridge was arrested on warrants from Franklin County for failure to appear on DWI and speed. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and was bondable. Gasconade County Sheriff Scott Eiler recently announced that the Sheriff's Office had 4 firearms donated to them from local businesses. The Sheriff's Office is going to raffle off these 4 firearms to help kickstart a K-9 unit. Tickets are on sale at the Gasconade County Fair. One ticket is $20, 5 for $70, or 10 for $100. The guns include a .300 Blackout tactical rifle, Shield Arms Magpul stock, Magpul front and rear sights, 2 boxes of ammo, a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 with CV red dot sight threaded for silencer, extra mag, Smith & Wesson knife, adjustable black grips. There's a .22 long rifle, Savage Arms Mark II left-handed bolt, 2 boxes of ammo, and a .22 Heritage 6-shot Rough Rider with 2 boxes of ammo. All proceeds will go towards starting a K-9 unit with the Gasconade County Sheriff's Office. Guns will be transferred by an FFL. Winner must pass the associated background check. If you would like to donate to the Gasconade County K-9 program, send your donation to Gasconade County Sheriff's Office, 119 East 1st Street, room 22 in Herman, 65041. Make checks payable to Gasconade County K-9 Fund. An American Red Cross blood drive will be coming up Monday at the Bourbon Community Center at 575 Elm Street in Bourbon. The Red Cross will be there from 2 until 6 p.m. That is a look at your local news on a Thursday. I'm Sam Scott.
Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, your John Deere compact construction headquarters, has the service and parts to keep your equipment top of the line. We offer many parts, accessories, attachments, and maintenance kits to help you get the job done. Our certified John Deere technicians are ready to assist your every need. We service at all locations, or our fully equipped S&P trucks can come to you on the job. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the job site. snpartners.com.
As a trauma-informed provider, Compass Health Network is equipped to assist you or a loved one struggling with trauma, anxiety, depression, substance use disorder, or other behavioral health conditions. Our providers understand that everyone's life experiences are different and will work with you in person or virtually to develop the most effective plan of care. You are not alone. Call Compass Health Network today at 844-853-8937 or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for more information.
In recent funeral notices, James Jim Tripp of Bourbon passed away Saturday at the age of 78. Funeral services will be Friday at 10 a.m. at Merrimack Valley Baptist Church in Bourbon. Interment will follow at the Bourbon Cemetery with full military honors. Visitation will be from 4 until 7 p.m. this evening at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Clara E. Bay of Sullivan passed away Wednesday at the age of 71. A memorial service will be held Friday at 11 a.m. at First Assembly of God in Sullivan. Interment will be in the Stanton Cemetery following the service. The family will receive friends from 9 to 11 a.m. on Saturday at First Assembly of God in Sullivan. Memorial contributions are appreciated in memory of Clara and may be given to the funeral home toward her funeral expenses. All arrangements are under the direction of the Eaton Funeral Home of Sullivan. Carrie A. Hensley of Pflugerville, Texas, formerly of Cuba, passed away Monday at the age of 86. Funeral services will be held Saturday at noon at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Mounts Cemetery in Cuba. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until the time of services at noon at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Melvin Gibson III passed away Saturday at the age of 46. Funeral services will be held Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Burial will be in the Owensville City Cemetery. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until the time of services at 1 at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Tyler Paul McDermott of Londell passed away Saturday at the age of 28. Funeral Mass will be Tuesday at 11 a.m. at St. Stephen's Parish in Richwoods. Burial will be in St. Stephen's Cemetery in Richwoods. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 p.m. on Monday, then again after 9 a.m. on Tuesday at Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the family of Tyler McDermott. Doris Bach of Lee Summit, formerly of Owensville, passed away Monday at the age of 92. Funeral services will be held Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Entombment will be in the Gottenstrader Mausoleum in Owensville. Visitation will be Wednesday from 1 until 3 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. The complete funeral announcements with all the survivors will air with our 8 o'clock expanded edition of KTUI News this morning.
You've heard the saying, slow and steady wins the race. At Edward Jones, we apply that consistent approach to long-term investing. Hi, I'm Donnie Greenwald, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. Investing a little bit at a time on a regular basis is a key to long-term growth. We call this systematic investing. And though it doesn't guarantee a profit or prevent a loss, it is a way to take advantage of market volatility instead of suffering from it. To learn more, call us at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hi, this is Ryan Juergens, loan officer at First State Community Bank in Sullivan. Are you wanting a home with acreage, a hobby farm, or simply looking for a short-term loan? At First State Community Bank, we're offering a new 7-year adjustable rate mortgage program. Check out our 7-1 and 7-3 options, available to those with a 680 credit score or higher. Stop by to see our team today about the possibility of getting started.
First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
There's an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the KTUI listening area, mainly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. High near 86. Mostly cloudy tonight, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms till 7 p.m. Low around 67. Partly sunny tomorrow, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 p.m. High near 82. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night, slight chance of overnight showers, low around 64. Partly sunny Saturday, 30% chance of showers, high near 81. Mostly cloudy on Saturday night, slight chance of showers, then a 40% chance of overnight showers and thunderstorms, low around 64. Partly sunny on Sunday, 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible in the afternoon, high near 82. Right now at the studios of KTUI, we have 73 degrees. Coming up in just a few minutes, going to be talking to J.D. Hewitt. He's a history teacher at the Bourbon High School, but he also has a YouTube channel called The History Underground. Going to be talking to him about that. From the Missouri Department of Conservation at 8:30, talking to Dan Zarlinga, probably a Zoom meeting. The St. Louis Dairy Council will be at 9:10. That's Maggie Cimaroli. She is the nutritionist there. And then at 10:05 this morning, a special White Mule Winery program live from the Gasconade County Fair. All right, Amanda Parks has a birthday today. Mike and Rayleigh Perschbacher celebrating their 15th wedding anniversary. It is 22 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. and we have 73 degrees. Bobby D's got sports for you next here on KTUI. Keep it tuned right here.
The Cardinals salvaged a game in Toronto, beating the Blue Jays last night behind a couple of veterans. Here's John Rooney and Mike Claiborne with the game recap.
With Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Rogers Center in Toronto, it was the older players getting the job done, with Albert Pujols a 3-hit night, a single, a double, and a 3-run homer, and Adam Wainwright going 7 innings, improving his record to 7-8 as the Cardinals earned a split in the 2-game series in Toronto, winning 6-1.
Senior night last night for sure, but also another show by the Cardinal defense. Brendan Donovan was terrific. Dylan Carlson was outstanding, and those things, along with no walks, is the reason why the Redbirds were victorious last night.
Adam Wainwright went 7, giving up a run on 5 hits with no walks at 8 strikeouts. Gallegos a scoreless 8th with a strikeout, and it was Ryan Helsley a scoreless 9th with 2 strikeouts as the Cardinals went 1-1 in Toronto. Adam Wainwright picked up the win to go 7-8. Kevin Gausman, the loser, is 7-8. And the Cardinals move on to Washington, a day off today. Tomorrow night, Anibal Sanchez will open the series for the Nationals, and we're on the air at 5:10 with the first pitch at 6:05.
Thank you, John. We will have that Cardinals game on Friday night in Washington against the Nationals. Have a 5:10 pregame and a 6:05 first pitch. You'll hear it on 102.1 KTUI FM. The Cardinals and McDonald's are teaming up to bring back Ticket Fest, a special discount ticket promotion for fans of Busch Stadium. On sale now, fans can purchase tickets as low as $10 to watch the Cardinals take on the Cubs August 2nd through 4th and the Yankees on Sunday, August 7th. There are a limited number of these $10 tickets available for each of the mentioned games while supplies last. Tickets are limited to 8 per customer. Go to cardinals.com/McDonald's for more information. Cardinals have announced a new one-of-a-kind experience for fans to turn to with Ozzy on field at Busch Stadium. Now open for registration at cardinals.com/Ozzy. As part of the hour-long experience, fans will receive an up-close fielding demonstration by Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith on the Busch Stadium infield, followed by the unique opportunity to turn 2 double plays with the 13-time Gold Glove shortstop and another Cardinals alum. Each participant will have their experience captured by a Cardinals team photographer with photos accessible afterwards via an online gallery. In addition, each person will receive a pre-signed autographed baseball by Ozzy, as well as an individual photo standing next to the Wizard and a voucher for 2 tickets to a 2023 Cardinals home game. 4 one-hour sessions are available for registration on both Monday, August 8th and Monday, September 26th. Registration is $510 and will be limited for each session. Fans can register at cardinals.com/Ozzy. The St. Louis Blues have signed restricted free agent Clem Costin to a 1-year, one-way contract at the league minimum of $750,000. The 23-year-old Costin split time between the Blues and the AHL Springfield Thunderbirds this past season. He was drafted by the Blues in the first round, number 31 overall, in the 2017 NHL draft. University of Missouri football junior Harrison Mevis is among the 30 kickers named to the 2022 Lou Groza Award watch list released on Wednesday. Groza semifinalist in both 2020 and 21, Mevis enters his 3rd season as arguably the nation's top kicker. Mevis was a 2021 first-team All-American selection by 4 media outlets and named to the first-team All-SEC by 3 outlets a year ago. He is one of 3 multi-year Groza semifinalists recognized ahead of the 2022 season. At the Missouri American Legion AAA state tournament in Sedalia yesterday, in the first game on the winners bracket, St. Joseph Post 11 beat Washington Post 218 by a score of 10-1. Then Jeff City Post 5 beat Festus Post 253 by a score of 5-4 in an elimination game. Jeff City then held on to beat Washington 1-0 and eliminate Washington from the tournament. St. Joseph and Jeff City will play for the championship starting today at 1 o'clock. Washington finishes 3rd in Senior Legion baseball in the state. Sullivan Legion Post 18 will be having Junior and Senior Legion tryouts for the 2023 season coming up this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. at Sunny Jim Bottomley Field, weather and field conditions permitting. Registration deadline quickly approaching at Sullivan High School. Deadline is August the 2nd. Fall tryouts and practices begin August the 8th. All students who would like to participate in high school athletics or marching band must be registered online with a valid physical date within the last 2 years by August the 2nd. Please register for all sports at this time, no matter the season, as this will be the only registration time. Go to sullivanathletics.com, click on the activity registration tab to get started. There will be an informational parent meeting for at least one parent whose child will be playing any sport this upcoming year at St. Francis Borgia Regional High School. Fall sport coaches may be hosting their team parent meetings after the general meeting. All teams will have coaches there to answer any questions. That'll be held tonight at 6 o'clock at the Borgia High School Theater. The first New Haven Athletic Booster Club meeting for the school year will be on August 3rd at 7 p.m. at the high school library. A parent-athlete meeting for grades 6 through 8 will be held August 8th at 6:30 in the high school gym, and the parent-athlete meeting for grades 9 through 12 will be August 18th at 7:15 in the high school gym. You can direct any questions to Jamie Hayner, the AD, at jhayner, H-O-E-N-E-R, at newhavenschools.us. And the New Haven School Board has some openings for 4 teams of 2 in their golf tournament on Monday, August 1st to benefit their scholarship fund. You need to contact Lauren Zobrist, L-Z-O-B-R-I-S-T, at newhavenschools.us for more information. The Sullivan Athletic Parent-Guardian meeting for all athletes will be August 16th at 6 p.m. in the high school theater, followed by the fall sports parent-guardian meetings with the coaches to follow. If you have any questions, contact Activities Director Cody Davis, davisc at sullivaneagles.org. Sullivan Wrestling Program hosting a wrestling camp for boys and girls going into grades 2 through 8 this coming school year, August 3rd through 5th from 5 till 6:30 p.m. at the Sullivan High School Wrestling Room. Cost is $30, includes a camp t-shirt, and you can register at sullivanathletics.com. Steelville Boys Basketball Camp for kindergarten through 8th graders will be coming up August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The cost is $20 per camper per session for grades 3 through 8, $10 per camper per session for grades 1 and 2. Camps are held at the elementary school gym, and the K through 2nd grade will be from 9 till 10, 3rd through 5th grade 10 till noon, and grades 6 through 8 1 till 3 on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of August. The Gasconade County R2 School District in Owensville has announced that former Dutch girl basketball standout Brianna Disselkamp will be the girls' 7th grade basketball coach this season. And Pacific is looking for an assistant middle school wrestling coach. Merrimack Valley R3 and Pacific, just go online and look for employment opportunities. That's your look at sports on this Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
/Doug Steffen, Keeps.com/
Hi, this is Nick from Schmidt Auto Center. As everything in the world has become more expensive, you can count on us to get you the very best value possible for your hard-earned dollar. Whether that's for a pre-owned vehicle or to get the one that you have repaired, we're here for you. Call Schmidt Auto Center at 573-468-2233. Come by and see us at 750 South Service Road, or check our inventory at schmidtautocenter.com.
All right, thank you, Nick. It is 7:30, and this is AM 1560 KTUI, and I was looking to see what the temperature is. No, you're not in the way. It's oh, come on. Oh, 75 degrees. It's
57?
backwards. Yeah, it says 57.
I wish it was.
70. I have to read it backwards. You know, we're high tech around here. I have to look at the reflection in the
We used to have
window.
another one. The birds ate it.
I think somebody stole it, but I don't know what they did with it.
It's just a receiver, just the part you can't see what it says.
J.D. Hewitt is our guest here this morning, and J.D., how are you doing?
Doing well.
So you are a history teacher at Bourbon High School.
Yes.
And you're also, Mike told me you're like the Bourbon version of Indiana Jones, I guess. You're a history.
I don't know about that.
Not only are you a history teacher, but you're a history buff. I think most history teachers are, though. Otherwise, they wouldn't go into it, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah. But you've got a YouTube channel, and then am I right that you help somebody else with another channel or something? Or have you got 2 channels? I don't.
No. I just have the one channel. I've done some work in the outdoor industry as well. I can outdoor television and stuff on YouTube and stuff like that.
So I have this question because we used to be part of Fidelity when we had we had Channel 6, and video production takes a long time.
Yes.
It takes a lot out of your day.
Yes.
And so how do you find time to be, I mean, I can see maybe in the summertime, but how do you find time during school to put all this together?
I wake up every day at 4:30.
Well, I wake up every day at 3, so you haven't impressed me yet.
so I start my day early.
Yeah.
And then, whenever I come home of an evening, I'm right back to it. It's a second job.
Yeah.
Really. So I don't watch a lot of TV or or anything like that.
So your YouTube channel is called History Underground?
The History Underground,
the
yeah.
History Underground.
Yep.
And so you travel around, I guess, all over the United States, but you've been other places in the world too, right?
Yeah. Trying to think of some of the places that I've been. So on the channel, there's really kind of like two different series. One's called History Traveler, another one's called American Artifact. The History Traveler
series. That might
series.
be what I was thinking about.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that I've had the running the longest.
Okay.
And yeah, with the History Traveler series, what it really is just going to historic sites and kind of showing and putting some visuals to things that maybe you read about and things like that. So I've done a couple of trips to Normandy. Let's see, went to the Ardennes Forest in Belgium. This fall, probably going to be going to Germany and Austria. Yeah, and a lot of places around the United States and everything like that. And then with the American Artifact series, that's a partnership that I have with the Gettysburg Museum of History, and it's kind of like featuring some of the artifacts and the historic background to them that they have there in the museum.
So I watch a lot of YouTube stuff, mostly about airplanes.
Yeah.
And I like historical, warplane, stuff like that, warbirds, but more, modern stuff. But I like to watch stuff about Egypt. It seems like they're always finding something in Egypt. I like to find the ones that say, this was posted 3 days ago or something. And but then there's a guy I run onto him every once in a while, and I can't think of what his name is. But he finds stuff in the United States, and a lot of times it leads back to the Grand Canyon, and you can't go in the Grand Canyon, I guess, and look for artifacts or something. I don't know. So he always kind of leaves me hanging. So, so where do you get your ideas for going? I mean, is this just like a wish list that you have?
Yeah, really, a lot of it. I'm kind of a naturally curious person, so a lot of it is just what I'm interested in, and kind of what draws me. So there's a wide range of topics and places that I've gone to and covered. A lot of it kind of falls back to Civil War and World War II. That's kind of like my home base. So I always end up somewhere.
So were you interested in history when you were in school?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I've always had an interest in history in some form or fashion. My grandpa, on my mom's side, he was in the 40th Infantry Division in the Korean War. I was a combat engineer and grew up during the Depression. So grew up hearing a lot of his stories, and that's really kind of what triggered my interest in history. In large part. And then my dad was really into the space program. And so he was always watching documentaries and talking about that kind of stuff. So yeah, those two things are really kind of what spurred my interest.
Mike was trying to tell me that you're involved with the Gettysburg what is it?
Museum of History.
He's been there.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
He may have fought there. I don't know. He just had a birthday the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A little bit short of that one. About 100 years short of
it. Oh, well, anyway, but so just tell us, Mike, or ask him,
Well, with the Gettysburg Museum, let's start with your channel first.
Okay.
With the History Underground. The different places you have been, and one of the things I'm just going to speak, because I've pretty much seen everything that you've done. I personally love your channel. I mean, you know that already. But the one thing I really like about it is the fact that when you go someplace, and not only are you're physically showing these places, but you're telling what happened there.
Yeah.
I've read it in books, but I haven't been able to I can't go there. They may not let me in the country. I don't know. But then I can actually put what I've read in my eyes. I can see it. So you're actually helping other people to see that. I really like that. I.e. just got back from Hawaii. I say just got back. I don't know when you went, but that was the last thing you did was there.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know Sam has been over there too. The hangars.
The Pacific Air
Museum with the
I didn't
bullet
get to
holes.
that. I spent so much time on the Missouri that we didn't have time to go. I mean, it was on my list of things to do, but and had I known that the my airplane back to Maui was going to be delayed for I don't know, I think 2 hours or something like that, I would have went to the museum, but I didn't know that. I tried to get back to the airport, and but the Missouri was just. And at that time, you know, it hadn't been there all that long. I can't remember, but they only had like 3 decks available, and I don't know what's available.
She's still on the active. She's still on the active.
No, it's decommissioned.
Yeah. It is decommissioned.
Yeah. So technically now it's designated. Once a ship becomes decommissioned. It doesn't carry the designation of like USS Missouri.
Okay.
So now they call it the Battleship Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe doesn't it belong to the National Park Service now? Didn't they transfer the register?
I don't think so. I don't think it's National Park Service.
The Arizona is.
The Arizona is, yes.
I don't remember whether the Missouri is or not. But anyway, but when you go to Pearl Harbor, you see the Missouri sitting over there, and they call them the bookends of the war.
Yeah, what you mentioned that.
The Arizona started it. The Missouri finished it, you know. So, but yeah, if you ever get a chance to, you know, and I've been, actually, since I was on the Missouri, I've been on the USS Alabama.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I've been there as well.
Yeah,
pretty.
Wasn't it the
pretty
drum?
amazing. Yeah.
The one the drum is right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a submarine there called the Drum.
Kitty Hawks.
Actually, both places they have a submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pearl
I
Harbor
went down to
too.
Kitty Hawk.
Yeah, I didn't go to the one in Pearl Harbor.
Oh, I did.
Just because I didn't have the time. Did you go to the Oklahoma Memorial right there?
Yeah,
by the
next to
by the Missouri.
By the Missouri, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people miss that.
And it's a very solemn, you know, it kind of like going to the Arizona Memorial, you know, but on land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but.
And then, with the you mentioned the Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum. They've just opened up a new tower there that you can access. There was a tower that was present. It started off as a water tower, and they were in the process of converting it to an air traffic control tower in December of '41. But anyway, they've opened that up now to the public where you can go up there. So in one of the more recent videos, I kind of show what that looks like, and you get like this bird's eye view of Pearl Harbor, and it really helps to kind of visualize the battle and everything that happened there, being able to see it, you know, all laid out before you. You can get to see some other places from there that you can't see otherwise because, I mean, as you know, it's a active military base there.
Yes.
So you take the shuttle out to the Missouri, you go see that, and then you get back on the shuttle, and then you leave. Fortunately, I was able to see a few other things there on Ford Island. But from that tower, you can see a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise.
So we used to have Bob Cosgrove. You know, he was retired Navy, and
he was commander, wasn't he?
Lieutenant commander, something like that. But anyway, you know, when I told him that I had been to Ford Island and stuff, he goes, "Well, how'd you get over there?" And I said, "On a bus over the bridge." And he goes, "There's a bridge?"
Yeah.
So
Quite a character.
Things change, you know. So things like when you go, like to Gettysburg or something like that, do you tell who is that under the, you know, is that under the National Park Service, or who? I mean, do you tell somebody that you're coming to shoot a video, or what?
So it depends. With, you know, Gettysburg's a national military park. A few years ago, I can't remember the name of the case, but there was a Supreme Court case where it used to be that you couldn't film on national park grounds without a permit.
Okay.
So my first series that I did out in Gettysburg, I was in the process of going through that permit process. And then there was a case that went to the Supreme Court where they ruled that, you know, the Park Service couldn't do that, and that it's public ground and everybody has free access to it. And anyway, So I don't have to notify anybody there. So on those, I just go. What I will try and do is like collaborate with, people who are like local battlefield guides or people who really know it a lot better than what I might. But in some cases, like with museums, I'll reach out ahead of time and try and coordinate with them.
Yeah, a lot of museums don't like for you to do, like flash photography or things like that. I forgot what was the name of the fort. I was down in Alabama and.
The one off the coast.
Yeah, I can't think of what that. But anyway,
you were there.
They have a little museum down there.
The one off Gulf Fort. Gulf Shores.
Gulf Shores. Yeah. They didn't. They just said please no flash photography. Because they had stuff in there that I guess could be affected by light and stuff like that. And usually you're probably not running too bright of lights when you're recording. But
right. Yeah, and I have had some places turn me down. And don't want me to come because their thinking is if people see it
then
on YouTube, then they won't want to go.
Yeah, I can see that.
The reality has been just the opposite, though. A lot of the museums that I've gone to, afterwards, people see like a spike in attendance and everything like that because people didn't know about it before. And if you think about it, if you watch a documentary on the Statue of Liberty, you don't look at that and say, "Oh, well, I've seen it on TV, so I don't need to see it now." No, you see that, and then you want to go experience it for yourself.
So, do you have people that help you, or do you just go and do it yourself?
I'm a one-man band.
You're a one-man band, huh?
Yep.
The girls go with you once in a while.
My wife and my kids will go every they'll go every once in a while.
She likes to be on the other side of the camera.
She just don't want to be around the camera, period.
Where my wife is really helpful on these trips is I get kind of tunnel vision whenever I'm filming and everything like that. So a lot of times while I'm filming something, she'll be reading information panels, or she'll be looking at this or looking at that, and then whenever I'm done filming whatever part I'm been working on, she'll say, "Hey, did you see this?" or "Hey, I read this." So she's really helpful in that way, but she does not want to be in front of the camera at all.
So I found like when I was down at the fort there in Gulf Shores, I took pictures of the panels because I didn't. It was pretty warm, and I didn't want to stand there and read them. So so when I got back to the hotel, and the other thing is, if I read them when I got back to the hotel, I'd have forgotten whatever.
Yeah.
So I have these pictures of those panels, explaining what things are about and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll do that a lot of times too.
Yeah.
To try and get a little bit more.
So what do you think is the probably the best or the neatest place that you've been that you've done a show on?
Oh, dang.
Nobody's asked you that.
Normandy has probably been one of the more captivating places.
Really?
That I've been. Gosh, I could spend months there and still not see everything.
My grandfather was a D-Day, Normandy Beach, or actually Omaha Beach.
Okay.
Never talked about it.
Yeah.
Never talked about it until he was dying of cancer, and he was bedridden, and a thing came on TV, and he said that's where I crossed, and so it kind of opened up a little conversation, that I had, and I still don't know, a whole lot about it.
Right.
But he was one of the survivors of the Omaha Beach crossing, and it's pretty, that's some place that I would probably like to go. Haven't had the chance yet. But.
Yeah, it's something else. Another place that was fairly impactful, and this would have been before I started the YouTube channel, but I took a group of students over to Germany, and I went to Dachau concentration camp. So there's definitely a heaviness to that place. And then earlier this year I was in Poland and went to Plaszow concentration camps. Have you ever seen the movie Schindler's List?
Yes.
The concentration camp that is depicted in that movie. We went there, and it was definitely an interesting place, and interesting to see how like the urban development around it kind of You have this concentration camp where all of these horrible things happened, and then they have apartment complexes that are built on the concentration camp grounds. So it's kind of and there's people like walking their dogs through, and it's not like set aside. It's just open fields and everything. And then they have some information panels.
So one of the things that sort of bothers me is I hear people say, well, history repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's gotten shortened down from if you're not a student of history, you're doomed to repeat history. Is that something that you try to instill in your students?
Well, one thing that I always say is that history doesn't repeat itself, but human nature does.
So that's probably
that's true.
So you can see a lot of patterns. I mean, if you go all the way back to biblical history, the same thing that was happening thousands of years ago, and the same things that people are doing are really the same thing. People haven't changed. Human nature doesn't change. So whenever you study history, you're not just learning facts and names and dates and things like that, even though that's all a part of it. What you're really learning about is human nature. And the more you can learn about people of the past and their patterns and where they went right and where they went wrong, the more informed you can be about the present and the future. So yeah, that's one of the things that I try and get across in both in my class and in the videos to whatever extent that I can.
So how far back do you consider for your channel, for your YouTube channel? How far back in history do you like to go to, like Civil War or Revolutionary War?
Yeah, so a lot of Civil War. I've had a few French and Indian War sites.
Mm-hmm.
Revolutionary War is a big gap on my channel. So I'm hoping that either this fall or next spring to get out to Boston to some Revolutionary War sites and be able to cover that, because that's obviously a very important thing. Eventually I'd like to hit some ancient history sites because that's another big gap that I have on my channel. I have lots of ideas.
Yeah, well, when you get over in Egypt, let me know.
my brother's been there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he and I were talking. He was home, visiting this last weekend, and we were talking about maybe trying to go to Israel at some point. And he's been there already, so he could kind of, steer me around the curves. But yeah, I would like to go.
Yeah,
lots of ambitions that I have.
The History Channel, I guess they've uploaded all of their ancient aliens. And so a lot of times I'll be watching that. My wife comes in and she just rolls her eyes and goes to some other.
Kathy says those are ugly and walks out.
Mostly because what's the guy's name? George Sulakis or something like that with all the hair.
Yeah.
She can't watch it because he needs a haircut.
That's the least of my problems with it. But yeah, History Channel has some good stuff. Their series on Grant was outstanding and things like that. But man, there's so many resources on YouTube that are so good. And the History Channel has kind of drifted away. You have to be careful.
That's what
but it's just like anything. I've watched documentaries on the History Channel, and that were bad. And the information that they had was bad. And they'll be showing footage. They'll be talking about the Normandy landings, and they'll be showing footage from a landing that took place in Sicily.
Most people probably don't notice that.
And most people don't notice that. There are a lot of errors in a lot of the mainstream.
Yeah, but if you
things.
wait a couple weeks, there will be a YouTube video. There's 10 things that the History Channel got wrong about whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if all of those are right, but
which I mean that's a good thing. It's nice to have the checks and balances. There are times on my own channel where I've slipped up and my brain was thinking one thing and my mouth said another. I have to go back and make corrections.
Edit.
Yeah, or what I'll do is I'll put a note in the description or something like that, saying, hey, at this mark, I said this and I meant this. But one thing that I've learned, the deeper I've got into history and stuff like that, people make mistakes. People are fallible. There's a mainstream World War II author who is probably regarded as one of the best, and in 2 of his books he has a couple errors that are just I don't know how I don't know how he messed it up, but he did. So it's all part of the process and all part of learning and everything. Yeah.
I got kind of interested from some of the books I read in the CSS Hunley, the submarine that they finally found and brought up, and I always think that's pretty cool because, you know, the first time they put it out there, I think they were training and everybody drowned, and so they drug it back in there, and they were like, you know, let's get another crew. You know? And I was like, oh yeah, I'd volunteer. And I think the second crew drowned too. You know, and
done.
Yeah, and then the one that finally sunk, the what was it, the Housatonic or something?
I can't think of it.
They drowned too, I guess. And then, you know, then finally here several years ago they found it and brought it up. And
yeah, I would like to get out there and see that.
Yeah,
I have some friends who've been out there and told me that I need to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another one that's on the big list that I have.
It's in a preservation tank or something right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So let's talk about YouTube, I guess, a little bit.
Sure.
So how many subscribers do you have?
Just over 300,000.
Wow.
Is where it's sitting at right now.
So I know at some point you can, Mike and I haven't hit it yet, but you can monetize. Do you get some money from it? Does that pay for, you know, all your trips?
Yeah, that helps to, you know.
No, I didn't say help. Does it pay for all?
Am I in the wrong business here or what? I mean, both of our viewers, one's my wife, and I don't know who the other one is yet.
I don't know.
Yeah, so after, I think, I forget what the numbers are, but I think it's after 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or something like that, your channel becomes eligible to be monetized. And then, YouTube will place ads on the videos. I don't.
Yeah.
So
do you have any, can you tell them, you know, I don't want ads of this type? No, you just do whatever they do.
Yeah, I have no clue
control.
what's on there.
Yeah.
I don't know anything until somebody complains about it.
And it probably changes with everybody that watches, you know, I mean, based on where they are, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I saw some, I turned it on this morning, and I saw some Missouri political ads, and you know, so I'm sure those aren't showing in California, but
yeah. So it's kind of funny, you know, with YouTube ads and things like that. It's kind of a thing that people don't understand is that YouTube curates those ads specifically to the viewer. So you and I could watch the exact same video. You might watch it and see 2 ads during the video. I might watch it and see none at all. So it all has to do with, you know, your viewing patterns.
Wasting their time.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's your next adventure?
Heading to Antietam National Battlefield is going to be the next one. I've never been to Antietam. I've been to Gettysburg several times.
It's amazing.
Antietam's right there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, single bloodiest day in American history.
If they have if they have it going, then there's a guy. He may not be there anymore, but there was a guy. It's a 2-floor building. Their main building is a 2-floor building, and upstairs, this guy, I went up and listened to him, and he was talking about the tactics used at Antietam specifically, but during the Civil War, and why they used ranks and the different weaponry that was used. He was really, really knowledgeable. So if that's going on, I think it was just called Weapons of Antietam, I think is what it was called.
Okay.
He's really good.
Yeah, I get into all that stuff.
It's quite a place. Prepare to walk.
Yeah.
Even from the parking lot to the building takes like forever.
Really?
Yeah. So.
I don't mind that. I like getting out on the ground and everything.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was watching, but and they were going into battle against Grant or something, and he was like, "Oh gosh," he says, "I hate, you know, going up against Grant." Well, why? Well, because we might beat him during the day, and he goes, he'll advance at night. He should retreat.
Yeah,
he advances. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Well, that's what the Confederates have gotten used to. Is every time they went up against the Union Army, you know, under McClellan anyway, they weren't aggressive, and then Grant came in, and it was a different game then.
And then I heard that I guess Lincoln had a telegraph wire that ran all the way out to the front. in Grant's tent, I guess, or next door, whatever. And somehow or another, it kept getting cut. And I was, and so Lincoln wasn't getting his updates, and I was thinking, it was probably Grant.
Might have been. I never heard that.
He was probably cutting the wire. So I don't know.
Well, we only got a few minutes left. What about the Gettysburg, the archive, the
Artifact series?
Artifact series. We only got a couple of minutes.
Yeah, sure. So with the American Artifact series, the History Traveler, I upload those videos on Sunday and Wednesday. American Artifact is on Friday. And this museum is absolutely insane as far as the historic relics that they have in there. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's a private museum, or private collection rather. But anyway, the whole American Artifact series is kind of picking an artifact or two every week, and exploring the history behind it. And these are tangible objects that have a connection to history. So again, kind of like what we were talking about earlier with making things more experiential with the videos. I can tell you about the Lincoln assassination or something like that. But if I have an artifact like a hairlock that was taken from him, on the on his deathbed or whatever, or he also has like a blood-stained piece of fabric. Okay, if I have those things, that's a tangible thing that can kind of connect me to the history. So that's what that series is about.
A show and tell series.
Yes,
basically,
it's a glorified show and tell.
I didn't want to downgrade it at all. I like it. I think it's really
exactly
good.
So, we got about a minute left here.
Sure.
Do you think that you've inspired any of your students to, be interested in history like this, or?
I would hope so. I had a student reach out to me a few days ago, and she was looking for a job recommendation and things like that, and had some nice words to say in the message that she sent, and said that she felt fortunate to have been able to have gone through my class, and really excited to see what's going on with the channel now. So that always feels good. And, hopefully we're doing some good.
Well, you see these things on TV all the time where they show somebody a picture of the president and they have no idea who it is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just think when, if you're able to get students and connect them to history, maybe they'll know a little bit better about what's going on today.
Yeah, we've got some serious education gaps in this country when it comes to history, so hopefully we're doing a little bit to fill those gaps.
Well, JD, thank you for coming in. I hope you come back sometime. I mean,
absolutely.
It's
door's always open.
Yeah.
Keep us updated.
Yeah. So JD Hewitt, and your channel is?
The History Underground.
There you go.
On YouTube.
Find it on YouTube. All right, we are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan 94.1 FM. You can pick us up on YouTube and on TuneIn. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for the expanded edition of KTUI News.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Former Democrat and 2020 presidential candidate Andrew Yang announced Wednesday that his Forward Party is moving ahead to give Americans an alternative to the two-party system. It is now the third biggest political party in America based on resources. After 2 Mississippi people were hospitalized, the CDC issued a warning Wednesday, saying they discovered a potentially deadly bacteria near their home in the Gulf Coast region. Burkholderia pseudomallei, the bacteria has been detected in water and soil samples. It causes Whitmore disease, and the germs are naturally resistant to commonly used antibiotics. Without treatment, 9 out of every 10 people who get it die. The negligent Chinese rocket that will smash back into Earth is projected to fall out of orbit on July 30th. It's still unknown exactly where it will hit. Thanks for listening. It's well appreciated. We are USA Radio News.
Camp Lejeune Justice is responsible for the content of this ad. Attention Marines, personnel of any branch of the armed forces and their families stationed at Camp Lejeune, and contractors who worked at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune for 30 days or longer between August 1953 and December of 1987? For 34 years, those on Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. Until now, the laws have prevented victims from getting justice, but past Passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow victims to seek compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. If you or a loved one got sick after exposure to contaminated drinking water at Camp Lejeune, you need the right legal team that has the experience, support staff, and resources to seek the maximum compensation for your injuries. Call now for a free consultation and case review.
Call 800-832-9166. That's 800-832-9166. Again, that's 800-832-9166.
The Federal Reserve has added another big interest rate hike in an effort to tackle runaway inflation. The 75 basis point jump is the fourth rate hike in 5 months, indicating a recession may be upon us. Chairman Jerome Powell, following along with the Biden administration, says we are not in a recession. We'll know more today when the second quarter GDP, or gross domestic product number, gets released. A convict is scheduled to be executed Thursday night in Alabama against the wishes of the victim's family.
Alabama remains on schedule to carry out the execution of a death row inmate Thursday night. Joe James Jr. is set to be put to death by lethal injection. This comes after a federal judge turned down a request for a stay of execution last week. James was convicted of shooting to death his former girlfriend, Faith Hall, back in 1994. The victim's family is asking he not be executed. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
USA Radio News.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123, 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
If you noticed an uptick of mainstream media stories about President Trump, you're not alone. Here's 45 on Tuesday.
If I renounced my beliefs, if I agreed to stay silent, if I stayed at home and just took it easy, the persecution of Donald Trump would stop immediately. It would stop. But that's not what I will do. I can't do that. I have to save our country.
Again, Trump was right. Multiple FBI whistleblowers, including those in senior positions, are raising the alarm about the tampering by senior FBI and Justice Department officials in politically sensitive investigations. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley from Iowa says as the FBI was fabricating the Russia collusion lie, the FBI and Department of Justice were suppressing the facts of illegal activity inside the Biden laptop. The senator on Fox News.
People in the FBI who had partisan views that should never be involved in any investigation that okayed a go-ahead of an investigation of Trump based upon fuzzy newspaper reporting.
40-year-old George Tanyos from West Virginia charged in the macing of police officers, including the late Brian Sicknick during January 6, pled guilty Wednesday to 2 misdemeanor charges. It should be noted it was ruled Sicknick died of natural causes. Lance Pry, USA Radio News.
At Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, we don't just work in the community, we live here too. We understand what it means to raise a family here, and we know the importance of having the highest quality healthcare nearby, with BJC Healthcare doctors, nurses, and specialists to treat all your needs. This is your best medicine. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, proud to serve the community we call home. The birth of your baby is one of the most special days of your life, and where you choose to deliver is important. Families in our community trust Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. Our expert physicians, midwife, and compassionate nursing teams will be by your side to guide you on your journey from pregnancy to delivery and beyond. So you'll feel confident as we support and celebrate your family. Your best medicine is close to home at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital.
Missouri Net News, I'm Brent Palm. Around 700 K-12 teaching positions need to be filled before the upcoming school year begins. State Education Commissioner Margie Van Dieven says Missouri teachers have been leaving the field at an alarming rate even before the pandemic.
We're at levels we've never seen before, and that's in this state, that's across this nation. I think what we're seeing is about 50% of our teachers leave within the first 5 years. We're hearing reports of higher retirement rates than we have seen previously.
A statewide commission hopes to have recommendations on teacher recruitment to the Missouri Board of Education in October. Authorities in St. Louis County say a truck driver is the second person to die from the record flooding Tuesday. The Hazelwood Police Department says officers located an unoccupied semi-truck Wednesday that had been completely submerged. A search of the area led to the recovery of a man's body nearly a mile away. And Kansas City Chiefs training camp is now underway on the Missouri Western State University campus in St. Joseph. This is Missouri Net.
I'm sick and tired of all these political ads and watching politicians claim to be something they aren't.
Like our former governor, Eric Greitens, who supported Obama and now claims to be the most conservative candidate.
Exactly. Like a bunch of sound bites are supposed to make us forget why Eric Greitens had to resign as governor.
What about Dave Schatz?
Dave Schatz is the businessman, right?
That's right. Dave Schatz has actually gotten things done. He balanced the state budget and worked to pass pro-life and Second Amendment protections.
Schatz has a record of getting things done. That's refreshing.
Unlike politician Eric Greitens, Dave Schatz built a business and met a payroll. He knows how to grow the economy and what we need to do to fight inflation. And don't forget, unlike Eric Greitens, Dave Schatz has never had to resign in shame.
Great point. Now more than ever, we need to elect people with a track record of success. I'm voting for Dave Schatz on August 2nd.
Get the Job Done PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. 573-279-4281.
When it comes to your finances, you need a team you can trust. Someone who can help you through any situation. A local community bank you can depend on. At First State Community Bank, we are that partner. And because we're committed to Sullivan, you won't have to worry about changes to your accounts or locations. Come see me, Jordan Todd, in Sullivan today. My team and I are excited to partner with you. We'll make the process of switching banks quick and easy.
First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
As a trauma-informed provider, Compass Health Network is equipped to assist you or a loved one struggling with trauma, anxiety, depression, substance use disorder, or other behavioral health conditions. Our providers understand that everyone's life experiences are different and will work with you in person or virtually to develop the most effective plan of care. You are not alone. Call Compass Health Network today at 844-853-8937 or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for more information.
A man died after being shot last night in North St. Louis County, according to police. Officers found the man in his vehicle around 8:20 p.m. after he crashed into a tree near Larimore Road and Real Avenue. He'd been shot and was then taken to the hospital where he died. No other information was immediately released. And police say a teenager is dead after an incident in Berkeley. The homicide happened in the 6000 block of Madison around 8 o'clock last night. The Berkeley Police Department is investigating, said the suspect is still at large. The circumstances around the homicide are unclear. And Hazelwood police say a man was found dead in Hazelwood after his semi-truck was submerged in floodwaters yesterday morning. Officers responded to the 100 block of Bayassi just after 10 a.m. They saw the truck looked like it had previously been submerged in water after area storms. The man was not in the truck at the time. Officers then looked in the area and found the man's body in the 90 block of Ford Lane. Police said there were no initial signs of foul play in the man's death. The body was taken to the St. Louis County Medical Office for an autopsy, where the official cause of death will be determined. Police have not yet identified the man. The Hazelwood Police Department is investigating the death. And following Tuesday's historic storm, Metrolink's equipment and tracks were damaged by flash flooding. As a result, the train will only operate between the Central West End and the Shiloh-Scott stations on the Red Line. The train will run between Shrewsbury and the University City Big Bend stations on the Blue Line. Metro Transit is still assessing the damage, but estimates the repairs could take up to 2 weeks or longer. A head-on crash on US 160 has killed a man from Theodosia. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reports Corey Lawrence's car crossed the center line and hit another car just after 6 p.m. Wednesday. Lawrence, age 33, was killed in the crash. A passenger in his car, Keegan Stokes of Branson, was taken to a hospital in Mountain Home with serious injuries. The driver of the other car, Tyler Williams of Theodosia, also suffered serious injuries. This is Troop G's 12th fatality of the year compared to 17 during the same time a year ago. Troop G covers most of south central Missouri. A woman from Ditmer was injured in an accident in Jefferson County at 3:10 p.m. yesterday on westbound Township Lane west of Joyce Lane. 30-year-old Amy A. Addison of Ditmer was driving a 2015 Toyota Tacoma, traveling westbound, failed to negotiate a right turn in the roadway. The vehicle traveled off the left side of the roadway, struck an embankment, and overturned. 30-year-old Amy Addison of Ditmer had serious injuries. She was transported by Big River Ambulance District to Mercy Hospital South. The Missouri State Highway Patrol made an arrest in Franklin County at 1:35 p.m. yesterday. 48-year-old Gregory A. Pence of Villa Ridge was arrested on warrants from Franklin County for failure to appear on DWI and speed. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and was bondable. Gasconade County Sheriff Scott Eiler recently announced that the Sheriff's Office had 4 firearms donated to them from local businesses. The Sheriff's Office is going to raffle off these 4 firearms to help kickstart a K-9 unit. Tickets are on sale at the Gasconade County Fair. One ticket is $20, 5 for $70, or 10 for $100. The guns include a .300 Blackout tactical rifle, Shield Arms Magpul stock, Magpul front and rear sights, 2 boxes of ammo, a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 with CV red dot sight threaded for silencer, extra mag, Smith & Wesson knife, adjustable black grips. There's a .22 long rifle, Savage Arms Mark II left-handed bolt, 2 boxes of ammo, and a .22 Heritage 6-shot Rough Rider with 2 boxes of ammo. All proceeds will go towards starting a K-9 unit with the Gasconade County Sheriff's Office. Guns will be transferred by an FFL. Winner must pass the associated background check. If you would like to donate to the Gasconade County K-9 program, send your donation to Gasconade County Sheriff's Office, 119 East 1st Street, room 22 in Herman, 65041. Make checks payable to Gasconade County K-9 Fund. An American Red Cross blood drive will be coming up Monday at the Bourbon Community Center at 575 Elm Street in Bourbon. The Red Cross will be there from 2 until 6 p.m. That is a look at your local news on a Thursday. I'm Sam Scott.
At Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, we're here to help you get the job done. Our John Deere compact tractors can do it all. Lift, load, mow, grade, and more. Starting as low as $199 a month, our Workhorse package comes with a loader and a mower. With a full line of tractors to choose from, let us help you find the right tractor to suit your property's needs. We have plenty in stock ready for your chore list. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land. snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 8/2/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
As we all live longer, age really is just a number, but retirement is so much more than one. Hi, I'm Donnie Greenwald, your Sullivan Edward Jones financial advisor, and I want to know what retirement means to you. Together, we can look at the big picture and make a strategy to help you reach your goals, because you can't prepare for the unexpected if you don't know where you're headed. Call me at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Funeral notices are brought to you by the Eaton Funeral Homes of Sullivan and Bourbon. The symbol of the Eaton name reflects consideration and competence. Also quiet, unobtrusive friendliness and service without restraint. There is never a reason to settle for less than an Eaton service, particularly because it costs no more and very often less than appearances may lead you to believe. For help in the greatest time of need, call the Eaton Funeral Homes in Sullivan or Bourbon. 468-4147, a family tradition in service since 1948.
In recent funeral notices, James Jim Tripp of Bourbon passed away Saturday at the age of 78, survived by his wife Sue, his children Marianne Nelson and husband Kenneth of Tennessee, Leslie Anderson of Bourbon, Mary Parker and husband David of Catawissa, James W. Tripp of Beaumont, Texas, and John Tripp and wife Leslie of Bourbon. His brother, Edwin Tripp of Fredericktown, and his sister, Bonnie Bennett. 12 grandchildren, 13 great-grandchildren, other relatives, many friends. Funeral services will be held Friday at 10 a.m. at Merrimack Valley Baptist Church in Bourbon. Interment will follow at the Bourbon Cemetery with full military honors. Visitation will be from 4 until 7 p.m. Thursday at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Clara E. Bay of Sullivan passed away Wednesday at the age of 71. Survived by her stepson Robert Mott and wife Laurie of Florida. In-laws Alice and Reverend Jimmy Rogers of Sullivan. Brothers and sisters-in-law Barbara Tutterow and husband Richard of Sullivan. Jim Bay and wife Sandy of Eminence. Pam Strickland and husband Kevin of Sullivan. Many special nieces, nephews, other relatives, and friends. A memorial service for Clara Bay will be held Friday at 11 a.m. at First Assembly of God in Sullivan. Interment will be in the Stanton Cemetery following the service. The family will receive friends from 9 to 11 a.m. Saturday at First Assembly of God in Sullivan. Memorial contributions would be appreciated in memory of Clara and may be given to the funeral home toward her funeral expenses. All arrangements are under the direction of the Eaton Funeral Home of Sullivan. Carrie A. Hensley of Pflugerville, Texas, formerly of Cuba, passed away Monday at the age of 86. Survived by 2 children, John and wife Amy Hensley of Cuba, and Connie and husband George Dickinson of Pflugerville, Texas. 4 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren, nieces, nephews, great-nieces and nephews, other relatives, many friends. Funeral services will be held Saturday at noon at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Mounts Cemetery in Cuba. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until the time of services at noon at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Melvin Gibson III passed away Saturday at the age of 46, survived by his wife Jeanette, his parents Melvin Jr. and Lenicia Gibson of Owensville, father-in-law Michael L. Davidson and wife Marilyn of Fulton, mother-in-law Jeannie Zelch and husband Daniel of Rosebud, children Nicholas Gibson, Taylor Gibson, and significant other Kaylee Branson, Cole Gibson, Lucas Morgan, and Abigail Morgan, all of Owensville, a sister Leslie Johnson and husband Todd of Stoneford, Illinois, brothers Jason Gibson and wife Noel of Owensville, Nathan Gibson and wife Kelly of Cedar Park, Texas, Matthew Gibson of Catawissa, and Kyle Gibson of Union. 1 grandchild, other relatives, many friends. Funeral services for Melvin Gibson will be Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Burial will be in the Owensville City Cemetery. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until the time of services at 1 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Tyler Paul McDermott of Lonedale passed away Saturday at the age of 28, survived by his parents John and Carol McDermott of Lonedale and a brother Shane McDermott of Denver, Colorado. Funeral Mass will be held Tuesday at 11 a.m. at St. Stephen's Parish in Richwoods. Burial will be in St. Stephen's Cemetery. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 p.m. Monday, then again after 9 a.m. Tuesday at Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the family of Tyler McDermott. Doris Bach of Lee Summit, formerly of Owensville, passed away Monday at the age of 92, survived by their daughter Janet Martin and husband Wayne of Lee Summit, their granddaughter Michelle Kelly and husband John of Lee Summit, 2 great-grandchildren, other relatives, and many friends. Funeral services will be Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the Gottenstrader Chapel in Owensville. Entombment will be in the Gottenstrader Mausoleum in Owensville. Visitation for Doris will be Wednesday from 1 until the time of services at 3 at the Gottenstrader Chapel.
Funeral notices are brought to you by the Eaton Funeral Homes of Sullivan and Bourbon.
Know anything good?
I do. This is the last year to buy less expensive air conditioners.
Really?
Yeah, starting next year, manufacturers have to make their systems greener and more efficient.
Greener and more efficient, what's that mean?
That means a whole lot more expensive.
Oh, I should replace my old AC, huh?
Maybe not. First, get it checked by a professional. It might have a lot more life left in it.
That is good to know.
Right? We're Level 9 Heating and Cooling.
Level9HVAC.com.
Mobile Wallet, a fast and safe way to pay at millions of stores and within mobile apps. This is Debbie Durham with Sullivan Bank. Start by storing your card's information digitally and securely on your smart device. Shop your favorite merchants using your smartphone, tablet, or smartwatch. Your mobile device sends a unique one-time passcode to the merchant's terminal that doesn't contain actual card information like your name or card number. Add your Sullivan Bank card to your mobile wallet today. Experience the ease and convenience when making your purchases secure.
The Cardinals salvaged a game in Toronto, beating the Blue Jays last night behind a couple of veterans. Here's John Rooney and Mike Claiborne with the game recap.
With Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Rogers Center in Toronto, it was the older players getting the job done, with Albert Pujols a 3-hit night, a single, a double, and a 3-run homer, and Adam Wainwright going 7 innings, improving his record to 7-8 as the Cardinals earned a split in the 2-game series in Toronto, winning 6-1.
Senior night last night for sure, but also another show by the Cardinal defense. Brendan Donovan was terrific. Dylan Carlson was outstanding, and those things, along with no walks, is the reason why the Redbirds were victorious last night.
Adam Wainwright went 7, giving up a run on 5 hits with no walks and 8 strikeouts. Gallegos a scoreless 8th with a strikeout, and it was Ryan Helsley a scoreless 9th with 2 strikeouts as the Cardinals went 1-1 in Toronto. Adam Wainwright picked up the win to go 7-8. Kevin Gausman, the loser, is 7-8. And the Cardinals move on to Washington, a day off today. Tomorrow night, Anibal Sanchez will open the series for the Nationals, and we're on the air at 5:10 with the first pitch at 6:05.
Thank you, John. We will have that Cardinals game on Friday night in Washington against the Nationals. Have a 5:10 pregame and a 6:05 first pitch. You'll hear it on 102.1 KTUI FM. The Cardinals and McDonald's are teaming up to bring back Ticket Fest, a special discount ticket promotion for fans of Busch Stadium. On sale now, fans can purchase tickets as low as $10 to watch the Cardinals take on the Cubs August 2nd through 4th and the Yankees on Sunday, August 7th. There are a limited number of these $10 tickets available for each of the mentioned games while supplies last. Tickets are limited to 8 per customer. Go to cardinals.com/McDonald's for more information. Cardinals have announced a new one-of-a-kind experience for fans to turn to with Ozzy on field at Busch Stadium. Now open for registration at cardinals.com/Ozzy. As part of the hour-long experience, fans will receive an up-close fielding demonstration by Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith on the Busch Stadium infield, followed by the unique opportunity to turn 2 double plays with the 13-time Gold Glove shortstop and another Cardinals alum. Each participant will have their experience captured by a Cardinals team photographer with photos accessible afterwards via an online gallery. In addition, each person will receive a pre-signed autographed baseball by Ozzy, as well as an individual photo standing next to the Wizard and a voucher for 2 tickets to a 2023 Cardinals home game. 4 one-hour sessions are available for registration on both Monday, August 8th and Monday, September 26th. Registration is $510 and will be limited for each session. Fans can register at cardinals.com/Ozzy. The St. Louis Blues have signed restricted free agent Clem Costin to a 1-year, one-way contract at the league minimum of $750,000. The 23-year-old Costin split time between the Blues and the AHL Springfield Thunderbirds this past season. He was drafted by the Blues in the first round, number 31 overall, in the 2017 NHL Draft. University of Missouri football junior Harrison Mevis is among the 30 kickers named to the 2022 Lou Groza Award watch list released on Wednesday. Groza semifinalist in both 2020 and 21, Mevis enters his 3rd season as arguably the nation's top kicker. Mevis was a 2021 first-team All-American selection by 4 media outlets and named to the first-team All-SEC by 3 outlets a year ago. He is one of 3 multi-year Groza semifinalists recognized ahead of the 2022 season. At the Missouri American Legion AAA state tournament in Sedalia yesterday, in the first game of the winners bracket, St. Joseph Post 11 beat Washington Post 218 by a score of 10-1. Then Jeff City Post 5 beat Festus Post 253 by a score of 5-4 in an elimination game. Jeff City then held on to beat Washington 1-0 and eliminate Washington from the tournament. St. Joseph and Jeff City will play for the championship starting today at 1 o'clock. Washington finishes 3rd in Senior Legion baseball in the state. Sullivan Legion Post 18 will be having Junior and Senior Legion tryouts for the 2023 season coming up this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. at sunny Jim Bottomley Field, weather and field conditions permitting. Registration deadline quickly approaching at Sullivan High School. Deadline is August the 2nd. Fall tryouts and practices begin August the 8th. All students who would like to participate in high school athletics or marching band must be registered online with a valid physical date within the last 2 years by August the 2nd. Please register for all sports at this time, no matter the season, as this will be the only registration time. Go to sullivanathletics.com, click on the activity registration tab to get started. There will be an informational national parent meeting for at least one parent whose child will be playing any sport this upcoming year at St. Francis Borgia Regional High School. Fall sport coaches may be hosting their team parent meetings after the general meeting. All teams will have coaches there to answer any questions. That'll be held tonight at 6 o'clock at the Borgia High School Theater. The first New Haven Athletic Booster Club meeting for the school year will be on August 3rd at 7 p.m. at the high school library. A parent-athlete meeting for grades 6 through 8 will be held August 8th at 6:30 in the high school gym, and the parent-athlete meeting for grades 9 through 12 will be August 18th at 7:15 in the high school gym. You can direct any questions to Jimmy Hayner, the AD, at jhayner, H-O-E-N-E-R, at newhavenschools.us. And the New Haven School Board has some openings for 4 teams of 2 in their golf tournament on Monday, August 1st to benefit their scholarship fund. You need to contact Lauren Zobrist, L-Z-O-B-R-I-S-T, at newhavenschools.us for more information. The Sullivan Athletic Parent Guardian meeting for all athletes will be August 16th at 6 p.m. in the high school theater, followed by the fall sports Parent Guardian meetings with the coaches to follow. If you have any questions, contact Activities Director Cody Davis, davisc at sullivaneagles.org. Sullivan Wrestling Program hosting a wrestling camp for boys and girls going into grades 2 through 8 this coming school year, August 3rd through 5th from 5 till 6:30 p.m. at the Sullivan High School Wrestling Room. Cost is $30, includes a camp t-shirt, and you can register at sullivanathletics.com. Steelville Boys Basketball Camp for kindergarten through 8th graders will be coming up August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The cost is $20 per camper per session for grades 3 through 8, $10 per camper per session for grades 1 and 2. Camps are held at the elementary school gym, and the K through 2nd grade will be from 9 till 10, 3rd through 5th grade 10 till noon, and grades 6 through 8 1 till 3 on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of August. The Gasconade County R2 School District in Owensville has announced that former Dutch girl basketball standout Brianna Disselkamp will be the girls' 7th grade basketball coach this season. And Pacific is looking for an assistant middle school wrestling coach. Merrimack Valley R3 and Pacific, just go online and look for employment opportunities. That's your look at sports on this Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
You see the smears everywhere against Eric Greitens. In TV ads, by the mainstream media. It's because Greitens will work for us and see President Trump's America First agenda through. Eric Greitens will stand up to the woke liberals and the Rhino DC elites who've betrayed us and betrayed President Trump. I mean, Greitens is a Navy SEAL. You know he's tough and will put those DC insiders in their place. Eric Greitens. That's the guy I'm voting for.
Missouri First Action PAC, paid for and responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. MissouriFirstAction.com.
The Chad Benson Show.
All right, it is 29 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock here on a Thursday morning. I need to tell you about SBI Insure. You know, they can help you with all of your insurance needs, personal, business, and life. And Ken can package your home, and that's whether you own, you rent, you got a condo, maybe you've got autos, boats, motorcycles. He can put them all together in an umbrella for additional discounts. Ken represents several companies rated A and A+ by AM Best, priced competitively on youthful drivers, education discounts, folks in the prime of life discounts, new roof discounts, paid in full discounts, claims free discounts. Life happens. Let SBI Insure help you with your insurance needs. Now, Ken can work with you if you're a business owner for property, liability, autos, equipment, workers' comp. Call Ken Scott today. This is his cell phone number, 314-623-2093. That's 314-623-2093 for Ken Scott at SBI Insure. And I was going to, let's see, Mike was going to tell you all about Frike's Market, but, oh, did you get something there, Mike?
I got a little something here. This is, these prices are good. $7.27 to $8.2.
Okay.
At our Frike's Market, our downtown Frike's Market. Pickles.
Yeah.
Love pickles.
Yeah.
Classic pickles, 2 for $5. Gatorade. With all those temperatures we've been having, you need Gatorade. 2 for $7.
Yeah.
Propel water, fitness water. So I guess that's water that propels you down the street. You think? If you drink it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
we'll go with that.
10 for $10. Captain Crunch treats, $3.59. I didn't get it. I got part of it. We'll talk about it again. Part of it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
But here's some taco sauce. Well, taco sounds good, don't it?
Yes.
Some tacos.
Well, today is chili dog day. And
Yeah.
I had chili dogs last night for supper, so I may skip that today. But
I may have to have that.
yeah, well, it's chili dog.
They probably got. You can probably get all the ingredients. I know you can get at Frank's.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But they'll probably have a special
sometimes,
with the deli
sometimes
too.
they have those hot dogs, those all beef Franks or whatever.
Only got. But I love all beef hot dogs.
All right, so go down to Frank's.
to
We're
Frank's.
located at what 47 North Clark in downtown Sullivan.
Correct.
And you can get the rug doctor there. You can get postage stamps. You can I don't know.
You
all
can
that
get
stuff.
lottery tickets.
Lottery ticket. Can you get lottery tickets?
You can get lottery tickets. Yeah, you can. Sure, you can.
I may need to get one because I heard it's up over $1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah. That would do with the B.
All right. All right. Well, Michael, we'll talk to you in a little
All
bit.
right, buddy.
Right now, I got Dan Zarlinga, and he's with the Missouri Department of Conservation. And good morning, Dan. How are you?
Good morning to you, too. I'm doing really good. Thank you.
Good. So, let's see. There was something. Oh, bears. I know, we talked a little bit last month about bears, but since then, I think a bear cub was hit and killed on one of our highways in the state. And then somebody, I think the conservation is out looking for somebody because they poached one, I think, is what happened. And so, bears.
Yeah. Bears have been definitely in the news lately.
Yeah.
And they are definitely a thing, hot topic. So yeah, Conservation Department is currently investigating a case that occurred in Washington County of a male bear that was shot and killed. And so it's investigation still ongoing. So we don't have a lot of facts at this point, and there have been no charges made. So that's all still pending, but it is under investigation. And the Department of Conservation does have the carcass in its possession as evidence. So it's still a pending investigation.
So, and then I didn't really read too much into the bear cub, I guess, that had been hit, but the conservation had said that this is not something that happens very often, that cubs don't really wander into the road too much unless they're with their mother, so.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. Cubs are usually pretty well bound to their moms and following them. But I mean, nothing's impossible. And it's certainly possible that one more adventurous cub could have strayed a little bit away and gotten disoriented, lost, whatever, and was crossing the road at the wrong time, unfortunately.
And Dan, I was listening, I think it was yesterday, to one of our farm programs, and they're kind of a regional thing, and they were talking about, I think it was in Iowa, that someplace up there that raises deer, white-tailed deer, that they were going to have to put down their whole herd because of CWD. Had you heard anything about that?
Not that location specifically, but the practice in general, yes. That unfortunately, if you have, it's just simple math. If you have a lot of deer concentrated in a relatively small area, like you would in one of these deer farm type operations, it's just the incidence and chance of spreading a disease, any disease, including CWD, is much higher. And so if you do have, and CWD is a deadly disease, and it is dangerous to our wild deer herds, no matter which state it is. And so if, it is the practice, if there's deer discovered in one of these kinds of farming operations, deer farming operations, that the whole herd needs to be destroyed within that facility, because it presents a danger to the wild, because it can conceivably escape from that farm, that the prions or whatever, into the wild, and then cause havoc on wild deer populations. So that is something that is a practice that is done. And it's the only way to control it.
So I'm not a person, I don't exactly know what cervids entail, but they were talking about possibly elk and moose and stuff could possibly get this too, which is generally, well, of course, we're trying to have elk here in Missouri, but I don't know if they're susceptible to that or not, but that's what they were talking about yesterday. So
yeah, they are. So CWD, we talk about deer a lot and focus on that because that's the main animal we have here in Missouri that's susceptible to it. But as you mentioned, elk are also susceptible. So it basically can invade any member of the cervid family, and that's like elk and deer. So yes, it presents a challenge and a danger to our elk herd too, if it were to get, out into the environment. And the thing about CWD is it's not a conventional like virus or bacteria. It's not really a living organism. It is a folded protein, an abnormally folded protein. And so, unfortunately, that protein can survive a lot because, well, not really surviving, can exist in a lot. And the protein can be sloughed off in saliva and feces and urine off a infected carcass, and then that goes into the environment, and then some other susceptible animal like a deer or elk comes in contact with that, and then they can get CWD too. And so it's kind of a hideous disease in that way. It's not something that is a typical thing that's going to die with heat or with time or lack of a host. It's just a substance that can exist in the environment. And the other tricky thing about it is that infected animals don't show any signs of it. An animal can be infected and you can't tell by looking at it for about the first 18 months to 2 years. So it can stay in that animal's body. That animal can be a carrier of it, but yet you don't know by looking at it. Now, yes, in the advanced stages of the disease, you do see all the classic things for which the disease is known. The emaciated deer, the disorientation, they look skinny and ragged, and you can obviously tell they're sick. But that's when the disease has progressed. For that first 18 months or so, you can't tell. So if you have a herd, like say you were just talking about, you may have a bunch of deer that look healthy, and you say, well, they're not sick. Why do we need to destroy them? But they could be carrying the disease. And in a tightly confined space like that, the odds are high that they do have it, and we're just not seeing it yet. And so that's the thing. And so if they were to farm these deer, and then they were to release them elsewhere for hunting or whatever, then you're spreading that disease out there, so into the wild herd. So that's something that's always a concern. And that's unfortunately right now the only way to deal with it, because we don't have a cure, we don't have a vaccine, we don't have a magic shot we can give them that will cure it, unfortunately, at this point.
But the conservation's I know they've been aggressively tracking this, trying to get a hold, and I don't think there's not that many counties in Missouri where it's been found yet, have there?
Well, there's a fair number of counties, not the majority of counties.
Right.
The vast majority don't have it. And even so, overall, the CWD situation in Missouri is not terribly prevalent. So it's not like every deer out there has it. And, so it's still relatively small and minority on our landscape. But we have seen signs that it is expanding, and it is something we need to keep control over and keep ahead of. So that's one reason why we have instituted in the last 5 or 6 years mandatory CWD sampling for the first 2 days of firearms deer season in November for counties that are affected. So, and those 2 days worth of data is very valuable, because the first 2 days, Saturday and Sunday of that opening firearms of deer season, is we get the biggest harvest. That's the most deer taken in an entire year is in those 2 days. So that gives us a lot of data to work with in a very short amount of time. Now, of course, hunters, no matter where they hunt, no matter when they take their deer, they can voluntarily take their deer in and get it sampled, and that's additional data that helps us out. So yes, but it's something we need to monitor, and we need to, if we do see an outbreak of it somewhere where there's a high concentration, then we do have to go in and reduce that deer herd, just like they had to do in the deer farm, so that it does not spread across the landscape.
Now, am I correct in thinking that consuming a deer that may have CWD is not harmful to humans?
So the situation there is currently no direct evidence that CWD can be transmitted to humans through consumption of deer or contact with deer or anything like that, infected deer. But we all know how that stuff goes, right? And we don't know what the next 5 years or 10 years may come to light. And so the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, does not recommend consuming a deer that has tested positive with CWD. So since they are the experts in that area, we go along with what they say. So we do not recommend consuming a deer that is tested positive. So, one of the things that we do when we do these tests is we notify the hunters. Well, we notify the hunters if they're positive. In other words, they have CWD. And then the hunter at that point can make their decision of what they want to do. So we don't we don't notify hunters with negative results. So if you don't hear anything back, then you're good to go. We do post all the results online though, so a hunter can go online and check their results with their unique number they get when they have their deer tested. So you can certainly proactively check yourself, but if there is a positive, you'll get notified by us.
So I've seen a couple different places where people have caught record Missouri fish. So, you know, I'm not sure, you know, if I went out fishing, I'm not sure I would know whether I caught a record fish or not. How do you go about finding that out?
Well, that's a good question. Well, first of all, what can I say? Fishing in Missouri is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But little plug there. But so, I mean, the best thing you can do is if you're serious about trying to catch a record is know what the current record is. And you can find that online. So if you know what the current, and know your fish species. And so if you know what the current record is, then, and you catch a fish and you can kind of see, well, the current record for this particular fish is, 3.5 pounds. And wow, this one looks like more than 3.5 pounds to me. Then you might have a good candidate for a record fish. Other than that is if you catch a really big fish and you think it's really cool, you could look it up in reverse. You could go online, look up what the record for that fish is, and then see if what your fish seems to compare to that record. And if it looks to be like it's larger or whatever, then you might have a candidate, and definitely we want you to contact us.
So I guess that's what I was wondering, though, is, what do you just call your local conservation, or I know you can find it on the internet, but who actually certifies that?
So what we need to do, who would be certifying that fish would be probably one of our fisheries biologists, possibly an agent, conservation agent could come out and certify the fish. So you would need a member from MDC there to certify it. The other very important thing is you have to have a calibrated scale, a certified calibrated scale to weigh the fish on. And a lot of places will have, like feed stores will typically have those kinds of things. So places like that where there's a certified scale in your area, so that can be weighed and we know that the weight is accurate. And then it could be, like I said, an agent, fisheries biologist or whatever would be there to witness and confirm it as well. And if that weight ends up, or size ends up being larger than what our current record is, congratulations. So that's pretty much kind of how that works.
So my little Zebco thing that I weigh fish, that don't count, huh?
Well, it can give you an idea.
Oh, okay.
And it'd certainly be like, whoa, this looks pretty big on your little fish scale that you bought at your local sporting goods store. So that gives you an idea, but that alone would not be enough. Would have to be on a certified scale. So you can see if it looks pretty big on that scale, then it might be, let's go take this to a certified scale and see how that holds up. But that's the certified scales are calibrated, and they know they're accurate. So those little ones you have that you get at the store or whatever are nice as a kind of a gauge, but it's not quite certifiable based on that scale. But it's good to have, just to have an idea. And also if there is a weight limit or something like that, at least you can kind of know that. It's usually by size, but
all right.
So yeah, certified scale and someone from the MDC to confirm it.
All right. So anything else going on?
Well, no, it's just no, there's always something going on, but it's a great time, great time of year to get out. Summer is heat, it's hot. Well, not particularly now, but it was. Great time to get out on rivers floating, although we've just had these big rains, so you might want to kind of keep that in mind. But once that subsides, I mean, we've got some beautiful rivers here that are not terribly far away, as close as Crawford County with the Huzzah and the Kootenai, Merrimack rivers, beautiful float rivers that we have. So, get out there, enjoy floating, enjoy some fishing. Summer coming into August is a perfect time for that. Bullfrog season's currently going on. I mean, we don't have a lot of hunting in the summer, but that's one thing we have. And that's kind of a cool sport because you can either do it with a hunting permit or a fishing permit.
Right.
And the methods vary from, like 22s to gigs to grabbing, netting, pole in line, depending on what permit you have. So it's kind of a fun thing, especially if you want to get kids started hunting or someone new. It's kind of a fun thing to do. And a lot of people like frog legs,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so that's going on this summer, and then looking forward to fall. Dove season will be starting September 1st, and that'll be here before you know it.
All right,
So,
Dan.
yeah, there's always fun stuff going on.
All right. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk to us this morning. We'll talk to you again next month.
All right, sounds good. Always appreciate it.
All right. Take care. All right.
You too.
That is Dan Zarlinga, and he is with the Missouri Department of Conservation. We do appreciate him taking some time every month to talk to us. It is 14 in front of 9 o'clock, and Mike Bittner back with me here this morning, and it looks like it is 78 degrees. You know, I can read 8 backwards because it's, it looks the same, upside down,
Still a snowman,
forward.
Still a snowman.
78 degrees here at the studios of KTUI.
We had some interesting guests on this morning.
Still yet to come. I've got Maggie Cimaroli, and she's with the Dairy Council. She's a nutritionist. And today, this is ice cream month.
It's also National Milk Chocolate Day.
Well, you could put some chocolate on your on your ice cream.
Last week you had healthy dairy product.
Yes, banana split.
Yeah,
it's
got bananas and strawberries and pineapples.
Pineapple,
so it's a healthy.
And chocolate syrup and whipped cream and
other delights.
That was my
nuts and a cherry.
That was my dinner that night. Yeah, because it had.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a good dinner.
It had all the major food groups.
Yeah, there you go.
Ice cream.
Yeah, it's got the important food groups.
That's the major food group, I think. Yeah.
I had my favorite. I have this thing about cake.
Yeah.
I haven't never found one really I didn't like unless it's got them little stringy, sparkly things on top.
Coconut.
That's the stuff. Yeah. But Kathy made me an angel food cake with chocolate icing on it.
Uh-huh.
It's almost gone.
Oh, was that for your birthday?
It's my birthday. I love it.
You had a lot of people wish you a happy birthday.
I tell you what, I didn't know I had that many people that they were just being nice. I wouldn't say they like me. I just say
they
they're
probably
being
couldn't
nice.
believe you were really only 70.
Yeah, they probably true. They said, "Oh, wait, really?"
So how's it been? I mean, have you, since you turned 70, has it been a lot different?
I looked in the mirror and still saw the same old man looking back at me that I saw the day before, so it didn't make any difference.
Yeah, well, let's see. What was that Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. All right.
Yeah, well, it's fun. It's over till next year.
Happy birthday.
It's over till next year.
Yeah. I put a picture on of you in the
Yes, you did.
in the B-17.
Yeah, in the B-17. That was in the cockpit. I was actually in the co-pilot seat.
Yeah, that was probably one of the happiest moments of your life since you got married.
That's
right?
exactly right. Yeah, my marriage was actually my very best one. My phone will be burning up here in a minute. But that ranked. That was amazing.
That was a pretty fun day because I got the invitation to ride in the B-17, and I had taken my dad, and we had gone a year or two before. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, man, who can go? And I called you, and I go, what are you doing? You go, well, I'm at work. And I said, oh, well, no. You go, why? What was up? And I said, well, I was going to get you a ride in the B-17. I heard you telling the guys you were working with, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Guys, I'll have to finish this up.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, that was something, though.
Amazing.
When Dad and I got to ride in the B-17. Unfortunately, that particular one.
Yeah, crashed
and burned in a
cornfield
in Illinois near Chicago.
I was on the aluminum overcast is what I was on.
Yeah, you were that's a pretty awesome.
Oh, it's an amazing airplane.
Because they shine that thing.
Oh, I know.
All the time, every day. I mean, because it's aluminum. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah.
You can see yourself in it.
It's amazing too if you've never been in one. If people have never been in an old Warbird, a helicopter even.
Yeah.
I frequented those on occasion. They're so thin. The metal is so thin. You can almost put your fingers through it.
Well, you know what? I don't know about aluminum. I've seen aluminum overcast, but I've not been in it. But the one I was in, the windows and stuff were, they had the window, they had plexiglass over the windows.
Right.
But the belly gunner,
the turret,
up above, it had a slit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was open.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, when these guys were flying these, they were at altitude.
Oh, it was cold.
It was cold.
Freezing cold. It was 30 below and things like that.
I'm surprised that some of them didn't. Well, probably some of them did get frostbite and stuff.
Yeah.
But, wow.
Yeah, just amazing. Just an amazing airplane.
Yeah.
Now I got to find it. There ain't no such thing, but I need to find a 2-seater F4U. Then it's all done. then I'm ready to go. That's my favorite.
You've been watching too much Black Sheep Squad.
But yeah, probably so. But I liked it even before then.
Oh, yeah.
Even before Pappy flew him.
Yeah. The Corsair.
Yeah, the Corsair and F4Us.
Yeah.
Made a big difference. You know, they
Which
had
is
this
different than the F4 Phantom.
Yeah. They had the same.
Yeah. Do you remember the episode where they got to fly Mustangs?
Yes. Yes. That one time, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, they want that back.
Yeah. Yesterday I was looking through YouTube channels, and I found one that said, I didn't watch it, but it said how a P-51D Mustang works. And
I saw that.
I was like,
had a picture of the nomenclature on the front of it.
Well, anyway, so they have these huge Rolls-Royce Merlin engines on them, right? Okay, so I can tell you in a nutshell how a P-51D works. Lots and lots and lots of gas goes into that engine.
Yeah.
Turns the fan on the front of it, and it goes fast.
Yeah.
And it has lots of bullets.
It has lots of bullets. Well, I was watching something the other day on the World War II, the German the jet that they made up that.
Oh yeah.
Can't think of the numbers. Call numbers.
Yeah, I know. Messerschmitt.
Yeah, it's
ME
252. 252. Yeah.
I want to say that's what it's right.
That they only had like 1,000 rounds, and they were could only fly for 8 minutes.
Well, so the thing about it is the Messerschmitt the jet could outrun the P-51.
Yes.
P-51 was more maneuverable.
Right.
But the only way that I understand that we would fly high and wait for the Messerschmitts and dive down on them. Yeah. But the thing is Germany couldn't produce enough of them. They were running out of pilots.
Yep.
Their pilots were 14. You know, I mean, I don't know.
They were young.
And our pilots were, you know, some of them were, you know, had already recorded enough kills to be an ace or whatever, you know, and so they were a little more experienced, and so that's why but other than that, the Messerschmitt was a good plane. It was, you know, kind of the cutting edge of jets.
Yeah, that YouTube, what they showed on that thing was kind of neat. Is that they were able to take off.
Yeah.
When they knew they were in a range area, they made 2 passes. They made 1 pass, and come back around, made 2 passes. After the second pass, they were out of fuel and pretty much out of ammo, so they had to go land. And they belly landed.
Yeah, and they
turned into a glider basically when the fuel around.
They didn't have in-flight refueling.
No. Yeah. No KC-130s out there anymore.
No, well, yeah, those were ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what else you got there?
Did you know today? Did you talk about what today is?
No.
Buffalo Soldiers Day.
Yes.
Earth Shootout Day. Overshoot Day.
Overshoot Day. Glory.
Yeah, Glory. That's when you and I were talking about. That was a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Had what did I say? Matthew Broderick. I think he was the lieutenant or captain, whatever it was. He was in charge of the
Buffalo Soldiers.
Buffalo Soldiers. I was watching a thing.
He got killed at the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah. I was watching the other day that there were two infantry battalions and two cavalry battalions, and they were all basically trained at JB.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Buffalo Soldiers.
Have you ever seen the movie, I think it was called Red Tails?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the P-51s?
Well, yeah, but the black fighter pilots,
they
didn't want them to, the bomber pilots didn't want them, but
they were thankful they were there, weren't they?
Were
you can fly me anytime you want. Yep. It was a good movie as well.
It was.
It really showed what everybody, all Americans, let's take race and throw it away, let's take religion and throw it away, all Americans did during World War II.
Oh, absolutely.
Earth Overshoot Day. I have no idea what that is.
So I looked that up, and I don't know, it's basically, picking up your trash and all that stuff,
Okay.
But apparently it moves all the time. For I don't know what reason or what.
It don't matter. National Chili Dog Day we talked about. National Hamburger Day. So
that could be every day.
yeah, that well, it pretty much is with me.
Yeah.
National Intern Day. Would I be considered an intern?
I don't know.
No, okay.
You're too old now.
It's true too.
Although I did see a movie about a guy who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
National Milk Chocolate Day. I like that. National Refreshment Day. Well, that pretty much covers everything we've talked about.
Okay.
National Soccer Day. National Water Park Day. I'm not a water park guy.
Yeah, I like water park.
Yeah.
I like water.
Yeah, all right with it. I mean, just if I get there, fine. If I don't, okay. World Hepatitis Day and World Nature Conservation Day. Conservation Day. Say that one time fast. So there you have all the things to do for today.
So, I grew up in a family that was, liked water, skiing and swimming, and I was a lifeguard for 3 years. I worked hard to become a lifeguard.
Nobody ever drowned on your watch.
Nope.
They tried, but you wouldn't.
They tried, yeah, but so and my sister took swimming lessons and stuff like that, but she was, I think she was part fish.
Yeah.
And I was a person who, if the water was, or if it was getting cold or whatever, I would get out. Not my sister. She would swim until she turned blue.
Until she shrivelly.
I guess I don't know. Just.
Well.
Anybody got birthdays?
We got a few.
I better hurry.
Jim Davis, cartoonist from Garfield, 77.
Yeah.
Yep. Sally Struthers.
Oh,
she was married to Meathead, remember?
Yeah, but she was also Hot Lips.
Hot Lips
in the movie.
Yep, in the movie. Yes.
In the movie.
She's 75 today. Scott Pelley, the CBS News journalist. He's 65. Lori Loughlin from 90210 and Full House is 58. UFC president.
Is she out of prison?
I don't know.
Yeah, she is. I think she only spent 2 months or something.
I thought she was sentenced to a lot more than that.
But
okay. Yeah, but she's who she is.
Yeah.
UFC President Dana White
is
53. Elizabeth Berkley from Showgirls and Saved by the Bell is 50. John David Washington from Tenet and Black Klansman is 38. And John Michael Hill from Elementary is 37.
I think Sally Kellerman was Hot Lips on the movie, not Sally Strother.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Sally Kellerman, yeah.
Sally Struthers was not. She was still Meathead's wife.
Yeah.
And All in the Family.
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland?
I don't know.
That won't be right. I don't remember them.
Don't forget, we've got the White Mule Winery today. They are live from the Gasconade County Fair.
They are, yeah.
Well, we think Bobby D's going up there and going to set
Bobby
up.
Take care of it for him.
He will. Mike and Rayleigh Perschbacher, they're celebrating their 15th wedding anniversary today. And Amanda Parks, Amanda.
I know Amanda.
She has a birthday today as well. And still yet to come, after the For Sale show here this morning, we're going to be talking with Maggie Cimaroli, and she's the nutritionist from the St. Louis Dairy Council.
Should we tell them about ice cream?
That's right, because this is ice cream month.
Last month she brought us in milk.
And donuts.
And donuts.
Yeah.
God love her.
I know. And she gave me a T-shirt.
What?
Yeah.
Man. What did it say? I like milk or something, or what?
It had a cow on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because they're celebrating the, 90th anniversary or something.
Of cows?
Well, I don't know about the cows, but the Dairy Council.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't think we got any 90-year-old dairy cows
no,
out
probably
there.
not.
All right, so that's some of the stuff that we've got coming up for you this morning. We are AM 1560, KTUI Sullivan, 94.1 FM. You can get us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search for KTUI Live. You can also get J.D. Hewitt.
Yep.
And what is it? The History
Traveler. Or History Underground.
History Underground, that's it. So that was good.
I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Check it out. You'll like it.
You can pick us up on the TuneIn app as well. It's 9 o'clock.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
We do have breaking news this hour. The United States is in a recession as the gross domestic product contracts nearly 1% for the second consecutive quarter, decreasing 1.6% annually. Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, whose weapons created deadly conflicts around the world, could be sent back to Russia in exchange for basketball player Brittany Griner and retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
I plan to raise an issue that's a top priority for us. the release of Americans Paul Whelan and Brittany Griner.
As Senator Grassley is accusing the FBI and Department of Justice of misleading the American people on the Biden laptop, the device has now revealed President Biden met with at least 14 of Hunter Biden's business associates while he was vice president in the Obama White House. USA Radio News.
Guys, what's the first thing you notice when you look at a photo of yourself? If you said your receding hairline or bald spot, Keeps can help you change that. Keeps has clinically proven FDA-approved hair treatments available online. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or take care of the hair you have, your Keeps physician will help you select the right products and develop a personalized hair-saving routine that works for you. It's easy. No waiting rooms or pharmacy visits. Keeps is delivered straight to your door at about half the cost. Half the cost. And if you have questions, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7. If those balding jokes are wearing thin, join thousands of guys who have saved their hair. Visit Keeps.com/Doug Stephan for 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS.com/Doug Stephan. Keeps.com/Doug Stephan.
New York wants to add a tax to drivers that choose specific traffic routes.
New York is slowly but surely going towards becoming the first U.S. city to charge motorists an extra fee for entering its most congested areas. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority said a long-delayed environmental assessment should be released by federal regulators next month to be followed by a public hearing.
If you are a New Yorker who has been late for work because your train was not on time, you need congestion pricing.
The goal of congestion pricing is to encourage more people to take public transportation to cut down on traffic, while also directing extra revenue toward making much needed repairs to the transit system. For the USA Radio News Los Angeles Bureau, I'm Ellie Andrews.
We are USA Radio News.
Suspense. The Shadow Knows. Mystery in the Air, starring Peter Lorre. I am the Whistler, and I know many things, for I walk by night.
The greatest radio shows of all time, Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, on this radio station or at our webpage, classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream, or search your favorite podcast app.
While semantics plays itself out with White House officials, the United States is in a recession as GDP contracts nearly 1% for a second consecutive quarter, decreasing 1.6% annually. The White House, during an election cycle, is trying to change the definition and claims 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth is no longer considered a recession. A nonprofit, nonpartisan organization called the National Bureau of Economic Research has the final word. If politicians in Washington continue along this path, a depression is next. An Idaho sheriff said Wednesday his county is experiencing a crisis level of drug overdoses, especially fentanyl and methamphetamine. That's coming from President Biden's open border policy. Canyon County, Idaho Sheriff Karen Donahue on Fox News says there is so much illicit drugs, the cartels are destroying his community.
We're at a crisis stage, quite frankly. We have never seen the numbers of seizures and the amounts of any drug, including methamphetamine, like we're seeing in fentanyl. And of course, we're still reeling with the methamphetamine crisis we've been in for years. And every bit of this substance, these illegal narcotics, come from the border without question, ravaging our communities and the overdoses. I've had, over the last year, numerous deputies hospitalized because of fentanyl exposures just in my jail, where we've had to hospitalize these deputies just because they've come in contact with it.
Lance Pry, USA Radio News.
There's an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the KTUI listening area, mainly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. High near 86. Mostly cloudy tonight, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms till 7 p.m., low around 67. Partly sunny tomorrow, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 p.m., high near 82. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night, slight chance of overnight showers, low around 64. Partly sunny Saturday, 30% chance of showers, high near 81. Mostly cloudy on Saturday night, slight chance of showers, then a 40% chance of overnight showers and thunderstorms, low around 64. Partly sunny on Sunday, 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible in the afternoon, high near 82. And it is 80 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. It's time for the For Sale Show. If you've got something to buy, sell, or trade, give me a call right now at 468-5101. 468-5101. You can send me a text message at 573-677-1001, 677-1001. And I do have some text messages that I got yesterday, and going to talk about those in just a minute. Have an email here that says, I have many nursing uniforms for sale. Most are XL, 2X, and 3X sizes. There's solid colors and prints, all in good condition. She said she lives in Sullivan, and if you call her, you can meet up, and her number is 573-205-8545. 205-8545. Then a guy called and had a 98 Chevy pickup, and let's see, 98 Chevy pickup. He says it's sitting there on Highway 50 in the Rosebud area. You can probably see it when you drive by. Guess he's got a for sale sign in it. It says it's got about 250,000 miles on it, and he wants $2,000 for it. 573-201-9442. 573-201-9442. All right. This woman has a rocker recliner. It's green. It's a love seat type rocker recliner. You can, one of you can rock and the other can recline, I guess. $200, 732-5978. Bourbon number 732-5978. This guy's got a Coleman Fold and Go grill. He says it's brand new, still in the box. He also has Tefal pots and pans, brand new, still in the box. Ninja blender, brand new, still in the box. 636-744-4186. 636-744-4186. And this guy's got a TX sound system that he wants $500 for. 573-259-9448. 259-9448. Got a black and white border collie. It's about a year-old female, and they want $100 for it. Call 457-8505. 457-8505. If nobody answers, please leave a message. They'll get back to you. This lady's got a 20-inch boys bike, full-size bed, some men's 502 jeans, 36 by 36, and I think that's it. 573-205. Oh no, the Elvis LPs, yeah, Elvis records there. 573-205-9401. 573-205-9401. This woman's got a couple of Winchester rifles. One's a 1902, and she's wanting $300 for it. She's also got a 1906 22 pump, asking $800 for that one. She's got a shotgun. It's a Model 37 12 gauge, wanting $375 for that. She also has a really nice fiddle, a pressure canner, and some canning jars. Call her at 573-764-4435. 764-4435. All right, this lady, she's been looking for a good used two-wheel yard cart. If you've got one you'd like to part with, call her at 573-259-6698. 259-6698, or you can call her at 468-3816. 468-3816. Then some solid wood end tables, 3 of them. They've got laminate, $15 a piece. 573-205-6211. 573-205-6211. All right. So yesterday I told you about, Joe sent me some pictures of some stuff that he's got for sale. There were, I guess, hand-painted Marilyn Monroe portraits. You know, they I don't know, they kind of, I don't even know how to describe them. The kind that you put on your living room wall, you know, they kind of stick out about an inch or so. But anyway, these are really, really neat. He's asking $50, and he said he will frame them for a few dollars more. His number is 573-533-9528. 573-533-9528. He's also the guy that's got the bar, you know, with the Cardinals and the Blues and stuff on it. He's got some other hand-painted stuff. All this stuff that he's been sending me pictures of. You ought to just call him and ask him to send you some pictures so you can choose. 573-533-9528. And then he sent me some Farmall signs. One is just the logo. The other has the tractor and the shelf at the bottom. 30 on the logo, 50 on the tractor. They're large, need a lot of wall space. They're hand painted, and he uses reclaimed wood in all of his projects. The paint is also reclaimed from a recycle center. So call Joe. He's got the pictures here, and they're really neat. Call Joe at 573-533-9528. All right, looks like I've got somebody on the phone line here, and make sure I got everything turned on right here. All righty. Good morning. You're on the For Sale Show.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Just want to let you know that we are having a yard sale on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at my house at 458 Mannion. It's a fundraiser for the Harney Mansion Foundation.
Oh, okay.
We kind of got everybody together, and we all had a little bit of stuff, but not enough to have our own yard sale, so the brainchild came up that we'll just put it all in one spot and get rid of it and get some good treasures for people.
Okay.
And, I found stuff I didn't know I had.
So what was the times on it again?
It's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., but I would get there early if I were you because we've got some good stuff.
All right. Is this tomorrow?
No, Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday,
Saturday.
From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.,
Okay.
and it's at 458 Mannion. It's going to be in my yard, on my carport, on the side. Stuff has just kind of blossomed out of everybody's garage.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you. Come on down.
All right.
All right.
All right. There you go. She's having a yard sale to raise money for the Harney Mansion. And 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday at her house, 458 Mannion Street. So it sounds like they got a lot of stuff there. You better get by. All right. It's 13 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock and 80... Are you kidding me? 82 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. It's going up quick today. Yesterday I think it stayed at 77 for quite some time. Let's see. We're going to listen to this from the folks at Jerry's TV Sales and Service, and then we're going to be talking to Maggie from the St. Louis Dairy, so stay tuned. Jerry's TV in Sullivan is a family-owned appliance, furniture, mattress, and electronics store. Jerry's has over 20,000 square feet of showroom with name brands of fine quality home furnishings at low prices. Jerry's TV's been serving the Sullivan and surrounding area since 1962. Jerry's has in-store financing, fast, free delivery, free setup, and free removal. When you shop at Jerry's, you get discount store prices with service in every department. Shop local. Shop Jerry's TV, 375 West Springfield and Sullivan, because service matters. All right, 14 now past 9 o'clock. Maggie Cimaroli is from the St. Louis District Dairy Council, and good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So I saw you brought some kind of a sign here. What is it?
Yeah.
Celebrating July Ice Cream Month with KTUI. Is that because you knew how much I'd been waiting for?
All year. We've talked about it.
Ice Cream Month. Yeah, my favorite month, yeah. So so it is Ice Cream Month, and Maggie is a nutritionist, nutrition educator
Yes.
from the Dairy Council,
Yes.
and we're going to talk about how did, this seems like a silly question, but how did Ice Cream Month get started?
That's actually, so President Ronald Reagan, actually, he was a lover of ice cream, as I think most of us are.
I thought he was a lover of jelly beans.
Well, maybe those too.
Maybe he put jelly beans on his ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, so he actually started National Ice Cream Month.
Okay.
And
another
so
reason why I like him.
So we've been celebrating Ice Cream Month for a while.
Okay.
And then July 17th is National Ice Cream Day. So I'm not sure if you celebrated, but
yes.
I mean, I celebrate
I know.
way too much.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So yeah, so that's kind of how it started.
So speaking of that, can ice cream be in a healthy diet?
It can be, yes. So something great about ice cream, and I think all dairy, is that you can kind of find something that works for you. And so if you are maybe worried about maybe like some of the fat or sugar that might be in ice cream or with all the toppings and everything. I mean, there's definitely options. They do have low-fat ice cream, no sugar ice cream, but also it's a treat. And so I think if you are kind of balancing that out with your regular diet, or still including all those fruits, vegetables, proteins, whole grains, all of the other stuff in your diet, it's definitely okay to have ice cream. And kind of the biggest concern is your portion size. And so about a half a cup of ice cream is a good portion size for just kind of a sweet treat or a snack at the end of the day or morning or whenever you want to enjoy it.
So about a week ago or so, my wife was gone for the evening, and so I had to fend for myself for for dinner, and so I decided that I was going to have a banana split.
Yes.
So that was my dinner that night. Well, because it has bananas and strawberries and pineapple and chocolate sauce and, and
all the
whipped
good
cream.
things.
And,
yes.
yeah. So I was like, well, this is bound to have included several of the daily recommended
yes
fruits and,
Well, no, but I do like that though. I mean, you use fruits as a topping, and I think that's some people maybe don't think of that you can kind of mix it up and do whatever toppings work best for you. So
ice cream is my favorite food group. So.
Well, it could be its own food group. There's so many different kinds of ice cream.
All right. So being serious here, can ice cream, does that count as one of your 3 daily, recommended servings of dairy?
Right. So actually, it does not. I know. But
you just ruined my whole day.
But it's actually, I think that's good because to still get your. So basically, ice cream, it is made with milk. So it does have a lot of those nutrients that, milk and other dairy foods do have in them. So it still has the calcium. It still has some of those vitamins and minerals in there. But it's just the amount of calcium that is in ice cream is not as high as in those other dairy foods. So that's why...
Are you guys working on that?
Trying to fix that, yes.
Yeah, I need to know that.
Well, no, but that's, so I think, doing your 3 servings of dairy, so your glass of milk or maybe some yogurt, cheese, different things like that during the day, and then having ice cream as an extra. So really you're actually getting more dairy in your day, which I think is great, and you're getting to enjoy all of those other things along with it. But yes, unfortunately, it does not count, or it could count, but trying to still get those other dairy foods in your diet is definitely recommended.
I just heard that in the last day or two that, and I didn't even know that Klondike made these. I heard they were doing away with the Choco Taco.
Yes, I actually read that article yesterday.
What in the world?
I know. So that's something that I don't know if you've ever had those, but I kind of grew up on those.
I have had Choco Tacos.
Yeah,
I don't like Klondike bars.
I don't know. I haven't really eaten those too many, but the Choco Taco was like a staple for me growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to the pool. That's what you got as your snack.
There you go.
So yeah, I am a little upset about that.
Did you make your own?
You know what? So we actually, our recipe for this month is a kind of an ice cream taco. So you can make your own.
I may have known that, but
yes, I know. I like how you let that in. Yeah. So yeah, I think you can definitely make your own.
Okay. So, what's the most popular flavor of ice cream? I think I know because I think it's mine, but...
Well, what is your favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's chocolate. So, but yes.
You're number 2.
I am. I know. So vanilla actually is the top flavor. And I think that's because you can enjoy it as just vanilla, but there's also so many other things you can do with it. You can, add all your toppings, sauces, hot fudge, different things like that, but then also make desserts or different things with it. So I think it's very popular for that reason. But there are so many great flavors out there. So, like you said, chocolate, that's kind of your number 2. If I can find my list, I do have the list of all the...
So,
right here.
I like butter pecan.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's actually my mom's favorite.
That's probably my second favorite.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like vanilla with pecans in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can add all your things to it.
Yeah, and then I like the strawberry cheesecake
Oh.
which is kind of vanilla with strawberry cheesecake.
But
Yeah.
see, you're
Okay.
kind of proving the point, though. I mean,
Yeah.
vanilla, you can add all
Yeah,
these
all
things to
kinds
it.
of stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
So your top 5
Okay.
are vanilla, chocolate, cookies and cream.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's kind of vanilla with cookies.
With cookies,
in it.
yeah. Mint chocolate chip.
Yeah. See, I'm not a mint person.
I'm not really either. I do like mint chocolate chip, like an ice cream cake, with chocolate cake because I like the chocolate. But yeah. And then chocolate chip cookie dough. So again, kind of your vanilla with the chocolate and cookie dough pieces in it. So, so that's kind of your top 5, or at least that's currently what your top 5 are. But yeah, I think there's so many different things, and same with toppings. There's so many different toppings you can put on all of these ice creams. So I think that, you can really make it your own.
So what are do you know what the favorite toppings are?
I do have some favorite toppings.
Okay, all right.
What do you think's the number 1 favorite topping?
Oh, my problem with toppings is that just takes more time. And I could just be eating the ice cream. So, but I do like. I don't think this is probably the favorite, but this is my favorite. I have 2 favorites. One is butterscotch.
Oh.
And the other one is strawberries.
Yeah.
And but I would guess that it's like chocolate syrup.
Yeah. So hot fudge is your number 1.
Okay, hot fudge.
And I go, if I'm getting just like plain ice cream, no toppings, I definitely go the chocolate route. But if I like hot fudge sundae, it's probably my next go-to. So the vanilla ice cream, but the hot fudge. But
I like butterscotch shakes and butterscotch topping on ice cream and stuff.
But then there's also sprinkles, fruit, like you said.
Well, I'm not a big sprinkle. I mean, I'll eat them, but I'm not a big sprinkle guy. But fruit, I like strawberries and pineapple and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think it kind of adds your sweetness, but then you still get all those good nutrients also.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter kind of gets hard, when you put it on ice.
Yeah. Well, it's cold.
My family has not discovered anything my dad won't put peanut butter on. So.
Well, hey, I think peanut butter.
He loves ice cream.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, are there any new trends?
There are some new trends.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not sure if you've kind of walked down the aisle recently or looked at some of the flavors, but I think like every year I feel like I see new flavors that I was like, when did they come out with that?
You see vanilla, butter pecan.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't stray very far.
Yeah. But I think kind of the fresh flavors are a big trend right now. So like you said, some of those fruit toppings, but then also some different things like honey is kind of making its way. Yeah.
You have to look for that. I like honey.
So either as a topping or maybe mixed in. Hibiscus is another one. So again, kind of just
a flower.
It is a flower. But just kind of some of those fresher, different flavors. I think that's why the mint kind of is so popular also, because it just has that a different, fresher taste. But yeah, so there are kind of some new different things that I would say check out if you've never had them.
So here's a tough question for you. Is Neapolitan, is that ice cream? You see it? Tough question. I don't know. I like Neapolitan, but
Well, there's like Neapolitan ice cream.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because sometimes you buy that big plastic jug and it's got the strawberry and the chocolate. And, is that all ice cream, or is that?
Yeah. So it's like the what is it? Vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Is that what the 3 flavors are?
I get confused because some places you stop, and you find out it's not really ice cream; it's frozen yogurt or something.
Well, and there are different. You have your ice creams, and even the difference between ice cream and like frozen custard.
Mm-hmm.
Those are kind of different. And but yeah, then you have your like your gelatos. There's all kinds of different things that. That. I don't even. There's so many. To be honest, I'm pretty consistent, and I kind of go to the same places. I get the same order.
See that you're more like me than
you
go get the vanilla or the butter pecan.
Yeah.
My wife will get some chocolate. Chocolate what?
Hey, I
actually like chocolate ice cream. I do.
Anything chocolate, I would be. Yeah.
All right. So, what is the? I mean, I think people around here probably know this, but what is the origin of the ice cream cone?
Yeah, so something cool about that is that, St. Louis kind of is known for its ice cream cone, the waffle cone.
World's Fair?
Yes, yeah. And
So is the story true?
Well, there's a little discrepancy in that. So, in New York, actually, there was someone who kind of also created an ice cream cone, and that actually was in 1903, so a little bit before the World's Fair. And so that actually was patented for this other person. But at the World's Fair, there was a man selling, and his name was Ernest Hamley. I think I pronounced that correct. I could be wrong, but he actually was making kind of these. They weren't waffle cones, but a kind of like a waffle dessert, and he was selling his product next to somebody who was selling ice cream. And this other person ran out of their containers or whatever they were serving ice cream in, and so he actually then created kind of like a waffle ice cream cone to put the ice cream in, and they kind of helped each other out when they were selling their products. So that's kind of how it started. And then a couple years down the road, then he started his own company, which was the Missouri Waffle Company. Or sorry, I am so sorry. That is incorrect. The Missouri Waffle Cone Company. So he actually then created his own company and started making waffle cones. So that's kind of why.
So I had heard that he was making these waffles or something, and that he'd sort of wrapped them.
Yeah.
And
so
they put ice cream.
Yes.
in it.
So kind of like into that cone shape, and that's kind of why some. There's so many different cones. Same thing. So many different cones. So many different shapes. You have those, the shorter, flat bottom ones. You have more of the cone shape. So he kind of created that cone wraparound. Waffle shape.
That's an absolute genius.
Hey, that's my go-to, and I get cones. So, got to support and I love saying I'm from St. Louis, and that's where it started.
Right. So, what can you do to celebrate? I mean, we only got about a week left or so of ice cream. Of course, I think all year is ice cream. But but so how do we celebrate?
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, I think it's something you can kind of have year round. Definitely summer months is a great time because it's hotter outside. Maybe you're with family, friends, getting together. So that's ice cream is definitely a great treat for that. Like I said, we do have our recipe for this month, and that is kind of like an ice cream taco.
Yeah. Do I have that somewhere here? I think I did. Yes.
Yeah, and so actually you can kind of create your own waffle pancake type shell. And so you can do that on the stove and then add whatever kind of ice cream you want to it. And again, I think dairy is so fun for me because there's so many different kinds, so many different flavors. And you can kind of create your own and make it your own. And so I think same with ice cream, add your own.
This says put Neapolitan.
It does say that, yes. But if you don't like Neapolitan, or maybe you don't want one of those flavors, definitely add whatever flavor you want. And then same thing, like I think, like you were saying, your strawberries, so you can add your strawberries or your fruit or chocolate sauce or kind of whatever you want on top.
So I just told you that I have trouble, waiting for the toppings to be put on the ice cream, and you want me to do all of this stuff?
All of it. No, and you can go to the store, and they do have, you can buy your own shells or different things like that. So you don't necessarily have to make all that. And that's kind of an easy stop at the store, pick them up, and then, like you said, then you can enjoy it even earlier.
All right. So hand me your sign here.
Oh yeah.
I got show my YouTube people out here again. I don't know if they can see that, but anyway. Celebrating Ice Cream Month. This is the month I wait for all year round.
Yes.
So. Okay, so what's next month?
Next month is back to school month, actually. So we aren't necessarily. I mean, there are a lot of things celebrated each month, but we're kind of.
You're not going to bring the little cartons of milk in, are you?
Probably not next month, but we do have some new, really fun programs we're kind of starting up this year, and so we'll talk about that. One of them is actually chocolate milk. It's a flavored milk promotion, and so that's kind of our it's been a big topic lately, I think. And so we'll talk about that a little bit. And I'm really excited for that. I think that there's a lot of fun things to learn about chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk. So that's what we're doing.
When I was a kid, this will probably tell you how old I am, but I used to every once in a while take an extra nickel with me to school so I could get an extra milk.
There you go.
So
yeah, I like that. Well, and they do things like share tables now.
Share tables?
Yes, and so that's something where, so maybe you get a milk with your meal, you don't drink it, you can put it on a table or in a cooler that's off to the side, and then another student can come take a milk if either they didn't get one or if they want an extra one.
We would just trade.
Well, and that works too. That's what, yeah.
Because, like a lot of kids didn't eat pickles, so I loved pickles, so I would have a whole,
But yeah, really. Yeah.
Spinach, some kids didn't like spinach, but you made a face. You don't like spinach.
I love spinach, actually. I eat spinach all the time. Cooked, raw, salads.
See, I prefer it raw, but I'll eat it cooked. Sorry. But, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how do people find out more?
Yes. So you can go to our website, which is stldairycouncil.org. We also have an email. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email us, info@stldairycouncil.org. And then our Facebook and our Instagram account, we post things like this recipe. We do different things about like what we're doing out in the community, just kind of nutrition education. So feel free to check those out. And again, that is STL Dairy Council.
All right. Well, Maggie, I appreciate you coming in and
Thank you.
Helping me celebrate.
Of course.
Ice cream month.
I was excited.
Yeah, oh,
yes.
Yeah. All right. So we'll talk to you again next month then.
Yes, you will.
School may be underway by then.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think kind of middle of August is when a lot of schools, middle to end of August. Yeah.
I had somebody in here today was a teacher, and I think he said his school starts back on the 17th or something.
Wow. Yeah. It's coming up.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Maggie, and we will talk to you again next month then.
Thank you.
All right. That's going to do it for me. It's 27 minutes in front of 10 o'clock. And as always, I would ask that you would say a prayer for the leadership of our country, the men and women who protect this great nation of ours, all of the people in the Ukraine right now. There's a blood drive coming up in Bourbon on Monday. You can go to redcrossblood.org, find out more about that, and sign the back of your driver's license, be an organ donor. Don't forget, coming up at 10:05 this morning, we're going to be going out to the Gasconade County Fair live with the folks from the White Mule Winery, Charlie Schlottick and his daughter, Grace Jett. And Mike and Ray Lee Perschbacher celebrating 15 years today, and Amanda Parks has a birthday. That's it. All right. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Till then, so long.
For KTUI. The Mike Gallagher Show.
This is an agenda of self-destruction. A lot of it can be drawn back to the woke mind pathogen that starts on college campuses. And the Chinese Communist Party, they're laughing at us, but I also think they can't even believe how easy it is to get us to hate ourselves and to destroy ourselves.
In the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike.
I know we have a lot of breaking news today. This article about Jerry Jones's apology is so hysterical. And words do matter. Remember the late, great Rush Limbaugh, words mean something. And we are now in a recession, and the beast refuses to admit it. We shouldn't ever call it a recession. We need to always call it the Biden recession. This is the Biden recession. Thanks to Brandon's policies, we are in a mess. Words mean something. And you can't be bragging or pontificating for months and months about 2 straight quarters of negative growth being a recession, and then suddenly pretend that the economy is strong. And I can't get over this article. Headline, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones apologizes for use of offensive term. I thought, oh, crap, what did Jerry do now? What slur did he use? Wait till you hear. And what's even crazier than the apology is the way the article at USA Today describes it. You're not going to believe this. Maybe you will. Portions of our show brought to you by Fellowship Home Loans. Call 800-510-MIKE or go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. Welcome home, Fellowship Home Loans. Listen to this montage. This is classic. This is put together by Grabian. Now, this is Biden advisors. This is Janet Yellen. This is all media figures, CNN folks. Listen to this supercut.
All signs are that this is a strong economy, and the probability of a recession within the next year is not particularly elevated.
It's a strong economy, and nothing about it suggests that it's close to or vulnerable to a recession.
I don't expect a recession.
No one is predicting a recession now.
We are not expecting that we are already in the recession. In fact, the guts and the bones of this economy remain strong.
These are not the marks of an economy in recession.
Right now, we don't see a recession. Right now, we're not in a recession right now.
This is not an economy that's in recession.
Not only is a recession not inevitable, but I think that a lot of people are underestimating those strengths and the resilience of the American economy.
We have a strong labor market, which you don't normally see in a recession.
A recession is broad-based weakness in the economy. We're not seeing that now.
In your view, is a recession in the United States inevitable?
No.
Typically, economists date a recession as being at least 2 quarters of negative growth and other factors, which we have not seen at all.
The idea that 2 quarters of negative GDP growth is a technical definition of a recession is wrong.
A common definition of recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP growth.
2 quarters of negative growth in a row, that's a recession.
Right, and certainly in terms of the technical definition, it's not a recession. The technical definition considers a much broader spectrum of data points.
What is exactly the White House's definition of a recession? Again, I'm not going to define it from here.
How worried should Americans be that we could be in a recession?
We're not going to be in a recession.
Nobody, including, especially the White House and especially Joe Biden, is going to sugarcoat any of this.
Well, I'm not concerned about a recession. And I mean, you're always concerned about a recession.
Interestingly, that clip where he said we're not going to be in a recession, that was the other day. That was when he was in quarantine with COVID. And now we've had 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. That's the textbook definition of a recession, and they're trying to convince us that it's not. Words mean something. Listen to this. Now, I got to read this to you because this is wild. Headline, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones apologizes for use of offensive term. Dateline, Oxnard, California, USA Today. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones issued an apology statement Tuesday afternoon. Earlier today, I made a reference which I understand may have been viewed as offensive, he said in a statement. I apologize. Jones was paying tribute to former Cowboys director of scouting, Larry Lacewell, when he used what Little People of America considers a derogatory slur created as a label used to refer to people of short stature who were on public display for curiosity and sport, the organization said back in 2015. An article called LPA Issues Statement to Abolish the M Word. Jones's comment came amid otherwise serious remarks commemorating more than 10 former Cowboys who recently died. The Cowboys general manager and owner recalled traveling to Arkansas for a service celebrating Larry Lacewell's life. He passed away recently. He gestured with his hand the height of a shorter person, shorter, not short, says the article, when using the term that Merriam-Webster labels as sometimes offensive for describing a very small or unusually small person. Oxford's dictionaries label the term taboo, offensive, before defining an offensive word for a person who is very short because of the medical condition of dwarfism. They never say the word in this article. Do you understand this? This whole article is about Jerry Jones apologizing for using a word, and you don't know what the hell the word is. I had to read the article 3 times. I said, M word, they mean midget? This is an article from USA Today talking, dictionary.com describes it as a term of, quote, older use, disparaging and offensive. I don't even know what to even begin to say about this. Maybe you do. And if midget is offensive, okay, it's an offensive word, and we should understand it. It should be in context. It should be referred to, I suppose, as an offensive word. Somebody just texted on the Pure Talk text line, what about the midget car racing league? I mean, we have to get rid of all of this? Toby in Esterville, Iowa, there's a high school mascot called the Midgets somewhere?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's
Where?
Esterville, Iowa. It's north central Iowa. And I'm in the town right now for work, and literally the side of the high school has a little midget with a wrestling singlet on, and they're known as the Midgets.
Well, the Little People of America organization must not know about it, because they'll have to shut that down. They'll have to shut that down.
I asked a gal in town one time whether people have complained or not. She said it's been brought to the school board, but they stick with their guns, and they said, we're the Midgets, we always have been, we're going to stay this way.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts. I mean, here's an article in USA Today where the word is evidently so egregious, they don't even dare print the word. The whole article is about using a word for which Jerry Jones is what are you apologizing for? What about giants? Are giants okay? Can you say Andre the Giant? Is giant offensive? Is fat offensive? Yeah, it sure is. And I've been fat for a long time until I got on the PhD weight loss program. I lost over 50 pounds. My keyword, if you want to get the link to find out about PhD weight loss, is fatty, F-A-T-T-Y. Maybe I should just say, if you text fatty to 800-655-MIKE, we'll send you back the before and after picture. Well, now I'll have to call it the F word. And not the F word you think it is, it's fatty. But I can't say fatty if you can't say, isn't this insane? This is journalism. And I'm sure the person who wrote the article for USA Today is very proud of themselves. They're like, wow, good, look at us. We wrote the whole article without having to say that terrible word. And if you are a little person, is midget the equivalent of, should we say M word instead of midget? Just like we have to say N word now? Isn't it funny how the left just like tries to eradicate words? I'm lost. We had a big record sale day yesterday of people buying the MyPillow down blankets. These pillows, I'm telling you, with all and the blankets, with all that's going on in the world, you at least need to get a great night's sleep. You're going to save $90 off your MyPillow down blanket. These are hand-selected feathers, white goose down blankets. You'll get $90 off with the promo code